You are everyone. I'm Wally, and the rest of the listeners are Brennan, and we're roasting chips, yes.
Shit.
All right, hello everyone.
Oh,
We're back.
We're
Yes,
starting.
Are we
started.
live?
We're good. We're good.
It's
We're
warm.
back.
Hello.
There we go.
As you can see, it's not just me and Brennan this time, and we're in person. So we have a guest, our first in-person
Yes.
guest, RJ.
Hello.
As you've seen him before a couple episodes ago when we were wrapping up Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Our
Yeah.
podcast episodes always generally take longer when we're either in person or have a guest, and we're doing both now, so it's gonna be like 3 hours. So just strap in.
We're hoping for 4.
This is gonna be the longest podcast. We say that every time though.
Yeah,
And it never is. But this time we might actually be.
One time we said it was gonna be the shortest podcast, and it ended up being the shortest podcast.
It did. Yeah, that was last time. Last
That
time
was
we were
amazing.
under an hour,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Oh, we were
I've
under
actually-
an hour?
We were under an hour,
Oh,
but like
wow.
30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually missed
Sweet.
the past couple, so I'm a little behind on what you guys have talked about. But
I mean, as long as you've been watching The Bad Batch, it's all we've talked about.
Okay.
Bad Batch and news.
awesome.
So let's just start off. This is the before the news part.
Before the
Finally,
Yeah,
we are less than a month away from Black Widow, unless they
Yes.
decide to postpone it
Yes.
again.
Listen,
we're a month
at
away
this-
for right now.
At this point, if they postpone it, they're just asking to keep losing money. 'Cause-
Truly, well, and we keep getting more trailers,
Yeah.
which I didn't
Yeah.
think we could make more trailers with the same 10 clips
They're
that they
gonna
have.
end up putting out the whole movie just in trailers.
They might as well
so
just put it out today.
Absolutely.
Honestly, they should have put it out.
It's
on
already
Friday.
done. I don't know what
Right?
the
Yeah.
delay is
What-
at this
why?
point.
Why hold on?
Yeah.
Unless the other movies are connected somehow, but this happened before, so it can't be, right?
There might be like a scene or something that hints at one of the shows. Like maybe there's gonna be a couple episodes of Loki that tie into
Maybe. What?
We don't
How?
know.
That wouldn't make any sense, but
the whole time travel thing.
that's true.
There might be
Loki
like a
will just
little
be in the
interstitial-
background.
Yeah, I mean he might.
What if Deadpool shows up like through the Loki show and just Loki gets to the Fox universe, goes, "Oh wait, wrong one," and comes back and Deadpool is there somehow, and then he
Deadpool
just
is.
drops in. That's why I think they should introduce Deadpool.
I think they're working on something with the.
They are Deadpool 3.
Well,
with
okay,
the,
yeah, but I'm talking about like into the. Like
Oh,
working
are
them
they?
into the because
Yeah.
this as of right now it's still like its own like thing.
Right? Maybe he'll be in Multiverse of Madness, or maybe he's in the Loki show. Who knows how he's gonna get there?
From the Loki episode, it looks like they have a reason to. So
Yeah.
but we can get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
All I'm hearing here is that the Black Widow movie will contain like the 5 minutes of footage we've seen in the trailers, and the rest, the other like 2 hours, will be all scenes from like different movies, different characters, just all
Yes.
crammed
Exactly.
together.
Yes.
Everything is coming back. This is Endgame
Yes.
again.
Yes.
But Black Widow and 4 years before
It's
Endgame.
getting us
Right.
prepared for Spider-Man here, when they have all the crossovers in
all
Spider-Man.
these
Yeah.
all these characters that are keep showing up. That whole Andrew Garfield thing, that was hilarious.
We'll get. I don't know if we got any news on that this week, but
Okay.
Okay.
maybe we'll get a trailer at some point soon for that
Listen,
movie.
I doubt it.
Probably, yeah,
I really,
probably.
I
not.
doubt
What if-
we'll get anything until
What
Black
if they
Widow.
just like give us a trailer and it's just like literally it's a picture of Tom Holland not doing anything for 15 seconds, and then it's and then it's the name. That's all the trailer is because they don't want to give anything away. Like they're
Yeah.
not even giving us a trailer, like a real trailer.
just a teaser of a teaser?
Right.
Yeah.
So this on that topic of Marvel and stuff like that. Am I crazy?
Yes.
For
Oh, sorry.
There's more. There's more.
The question. There's
Am
more.
Am I crazy for waking up at 4 a.m. before my work, which I have to wake up at 6 usually, so that I don't get spoilers? Because Marvel fans, they put spoilers out like this.
Yeah.
They don't even wait.
I mean, I understand your concern for it. I just decided to delete the internet.
He's just like,
I don't need
Nope.
it anymore. I just need
I mean, that's fair.
I
Because I'm
keep-
getting tired of all the people trying to make up theories and stuff like that.
yeah.
So, like, I stopped following half those people after WandaVision because I'm like, you're not ruining anything else for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not that they ruined WandaVision because I loved WandaVision. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people didn't. But, like, you're not doing that with Loki for me. No, because I
Yeah.
can only imagine what they're cooking up right now.
There's so much potential. It looks so good so far. There's just
Oh, yeah.
so
Well-
many things they can throw in.
Well, and then on that same note, Star Wars fans, they don't do that. They usually wait 3 days, like you're supposed to.
Yeah, because I
Which
feel
is
like
why I mean, I get up at 6 on my normal time on Fridays. Just watch it as I'm eating breakfast and stuff like that.
yeah,
So,
maybe there'll be something interesting to look forward to.
yeah, hopefully. But, so let's get on to some news. There's a lot of news. I was surprised there's a lot of news, because
Yeah.
it's only been a week.
Yeah, I've
It
seen.
has only been a week.
There's been a lot of trailers and stuff, or
Oh, it
like
has?
teasers. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched them
Because you deleted the internet.
Yeah, but I have seen well, because E3 is going on. They
Oh, okay.
like to mix in the video
Yeah.
game stuff with the movie stuff, especially if it's like
Inspired by video
Right,
games, stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I mean, the Marvel's Avengers game is continuing to waste money on all of the skins that they're adding.
Sure. Wait, who's wasting money? Them or people buying them?
Both.
Okay.
Because the game's terrible.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard not good things about that game.
Yeah, no, it's literally just a cash grab for the skins and stuff. Like the newest one, I think, is from Black Widow, and it's a promotional thing for
Sure.
the Black Widow movie.
Sure.
And then they just recently added the like one of Captain America's suits from I think Endgame.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that. One of the more recent ones, finally.
Right.
I don't know why they didn't just throw that in the beginning.
I like his suit from Infinity War with the Wakanda shields. Those were awesome.
Yeah,
Those are great suits. Kind of an
gauntlet
underrated suit. Yeah.
That wasn't that like one of the only like original ones. All the other
I think
suits
so.
were like pulled kind of
From
from
the
the comics,
comics. Yeah,
but
yeah.
that one was like, let's do something new.
Yeah, I thought that one was cool because they're like, get this man a shield,
Yeah,
and they gave him 2 shields
He said,
on his
"I'll
wrist.
do you one better.
Shiri said bet. So the first piece of news this week, nothing to do with Marvel, nothing to do with Star Wars. Let's just start off on a completely different note. Rob Zombie, famed musician and horror filmmaker,
Love the guy.
has confirmed that he is doing an adaptation of the 1960s show The Munsters. And he's got that in the works. He's known for House of a Thousand Corpses, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Because
Yes.
House of a Thousand Corpses, Munsters, very different. But I trust Rob Zombie.
I
if
do
I'm being
too,
honest, so.
especially in. I mean, since it's supposed to be like horror-esque, but it isn't it like Disney still?
I don't think it's just
Or
its
is it
own thing.
just
It's
like
just a
his-
family-friendly show.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it'll be interesting to see how he does it. Because with the Addams Family thing that came out last year, which was like really goofy and animated, and then they're gonna have the Munsters directed by Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Very different vibes from those two classic kind of horror shows.
Interesting is the key word here.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Because I didn't see the other one. I didn't see the Addams Family. It didn't look good.
I saw the trailer and that was it. You're talking about the animated one, right?
Yeah.
That was. I just saw the animated and I was like, I'm not.
No.
One of the reasons why I deleted the internet. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
You have any words? Nope. You're
Nope.
not a big horror person.
I remember seeing the Addams Family trailer. That's the only thing I can contribute to this entire conversation.
Was there a date for the Munsters or was it?
No,
just...
he basically, there's been rumors going around. He basically just confirmed rumors
Okay.
that
Okay.
he was doing it. But so now we're actually back. Now we're on Marvel. I don't know
Okay.
why. That was the first piece of news that came out this week before I organized everything into Marvel, DC,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But so according to Illuminati, which is a website that I'm not really sure I want to trust because they've been wrong before, but they've also been right before.
Yeah.
Tenoch Huerta, has been tapped to play Namor the Submariner in Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Ooh.
Although this may not last long due to some vile tweets he sent, sent some very homophobic tweets.
Oh.
So
no.
they're like really bad. Not just
Okay.
like not just like the usual ones, but they're like bad.
I haven't
So
seen it.
we don't know how long it'll go.
Okay.
How long he'll be. But
Interesting.
they've also put out that they're casting Namora, which is Namor's cousin, and Atuma, who is an Atlantean warlord, under code names. They're looking for Mayan women and a Mayan woman and a Mayan man. This means I'm leaving this podcast so I can go become part of the MCU.
Nice.
Nice. And will also force me to get in shape and give me money to start a company. So,
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna go be.
Sounds perfect.
I'm gonna be what is it, Atuma, because they looking for Mayan men. I don't think they realize that we're all short.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I'll get ripped. So
Yeah.
Um,
Short and ripped.
But no, it's cool to see Namor because then we'll get to see like interaction between Atlantis and Wakanda, and in the comics they're not exactly friends.
No.
So
They were
that'd be
like
cool.
weren't they like on the brink of like some kind of
Oh.
conflict before Infinity War Endgame?
Yeah, no, I think it's between because
And then it was like because they were.
'Cause
I
didn't-
remember when
not
they
sure
were watching.
what's her name.
When they
One
were,
of the Dora Milaje.
Yeah.
She said there was a rift in the ocean, but we'd take care of it.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah,
It
yeah,
had
yeah.
something to do with the deep dark or whatever.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited about it. Maybe it'll fill in some gaps there. Maybe it'll be before.
I'm tired
the
of
first
them
Black Panther.
going
Maybe
back
it'll be
before
now.
all
Who
the
knows?
Infinity War stuff.
Yeah.
I just want it to continue.
I'm the
on.
exact same way. I'm like, if you wanted to make a movie
Right.
before Infinity War Endgame, you should have made it before Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, and then it's just keeps confusing the timeline and
Yeah.
twisting it around, and then it's gonna be all of this multiverse of madness stuff is gonna just
Like,
it's just a lot.
Like even for the dedicated fans, it's frustrating. For casual fans, you just have no idea what's going on
Oh
at,
God!
at
And
all.
these shows, they're adding shows now. It's like I just
Yeah.
want to watch movies, guys. I don't have time for shows.
I mean, I
I got
appreciate
time
the
for
shows.
shows.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the shows. They're not bad,
Right.
but it's
Yeah.
just there's so much, and there's so much of the timeline that they're starting to retcon stuff on accident.
Yeah.
From what it seems like, and it's just going back on. It's like, oh yeah, we got to change. Wait, no, bring it back. We're going too far, and it's just a mess.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But this is not. I don't know why I put that in news. We'll get back to that later. Did I? Oh no. I guess there's more. There's more DC news than Marvel news this week. I guess.
Really?
So DC
Interesting.
announced an animated movie
Whoa,
called.
wait. So was that all the
Slow down,
Marvel
that's
news
all the
then?
Marvel
That was
news.
all.
That was
there
it.
That was
some
it,
Marvel
really?
news.
It's only been
Okay.
remember. It's only been a week.
Yeah, but I'm looking at your laptop right now. You're like paragraphs of DC. So is that all just DC then?
Most of this is yes, actually
Okay.
DC and
Okay.
Star Wars.
It looked like DC was very
I mean,
active this past week.
yeah, they're very
Okay.
But DC announced an animated movie called DC's League of Super Pets. Do you guys remember that
Oh my
animated
God.
show
See
from
that.
the early
Yes.
2000s?
I saw.
That show
Yes.
was awesome.
I saw a preview for that. It looks like from the little short clip of like the dog with the
With the
cape
cape,
thing.
yeah,
It looks honestly that got me on board with it.
Me too.
That got me really on board.
Dwayne
with
the
it.
Rock Johnson.
Oh,
They put
yes.
Dwayne Johnson, but he has to have the Rock. I can't call him not the Rock. I
Yeah.
can't not call him the Rock.
Yeah.
But Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Kevin Hart, because they're in every movie together. Kate McKinnon, Keanu Reeves, John Krasinski,
Keanu Reeves.
Vanessa Bayer, and Diego Luna are all part of the cast. The movie's
This
set
is
to
a
come out May
huge
20th and
cast.
2022.
That's a huge cast.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, you know what happens with ensemble casts. It's either going to be
Oh my
hit or
gosh.
miss. There's no in
Yes.
between.
those are like all like really big stars.
Oh, yeah.
Especially right now.
Mhm.
That is, man.
Yeah, and I loved the show growing up. That was awesome. I used to watch it
Yeah.
on Boomerang.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a great show, and
One of my
I have
favorites.
high hopes for this because DC's animated stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
At least because if it was live action, I would have no hope. In it.
Is it like CG animated or is it like
It's
2D animated?
It's 3D. It's CGI. Yeah.
3D CG, okay. So like Cars kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh
Yeah.
man. That makes me a little.
Yeah,
little
that's true.
wary.
I get that.
Cause
Yeah.
the 3D animated ones.
When was the last time a 2D animated movie came out? Was it? Was it Princess and the Frog
Wait,
No,
from like
there's something after that.
from like a major studio?
from a major studio?
Or has there been others?
A 2D? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. There've been others.
DC has been ripping out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
animated
you're right.
movies
I forgot
like
about
every
that.
year.
Yeah.
I've always put those together with TV movies for
Oh,
some reason.
Okay, yeah, that's under those all
Sure.
are like straight to DVD
Yeah.
and TV. So.
Yeah.
Even though they're all really good, and
Yeah.
they would probably do really well in the theater.
They
But-
they probably cost a lot more
That's
just
true.
because the writing and everything because
Right.
they get like they get writers from the comics and
Right, which is what they
Those
should do
guys.
for the movies.
make
Yeah.
big bucks. Yeah, I don't know why they don't, but
Because they hate their fans. Because Warner Brothers hates spending money.
Warner Brothers is just
It's
like,
Warner Brothers' fault. That's what it boils down to.
It's like a little kid. We want to give you more money. Don't take my money, but we want to give you money. I want mine.
Just can't decide.
Yeah.
But next, for this CW DC news, because DC can
Ooh,
never
gosh.
confirm anything.
I'm
They're
very-
all over the board.
I'm very familiar with a lot of
You
the
are. We've
CW,
talked
DC,
about
yes.
the Flash before.
Yes.
And what a mess
Oh,
that show
Flash.
is. But we
Absolute
got our first
disaster.
look at Cameron Johnson as Batwing.
Okay.
For the
Oh.
CW series Batwoman, he's
Yeah.
donning the classic black suit with blue bat insignia, and he's got blue eyes, which is cool. Like the suit has the blue eyes that glow up. That's cool.
Nice.
Actually,
The
remember
suit is
seeing
really
that.
damn cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for DC news. So I guess the rest of it's Star Wars. I don't know what I wrote down.
What do you mean?
Seeing blocks of text. I don't know how much you
Yeah, all I see is just long.
Giant
It looks
block
like you
of
wrote an
text.
essay.
I did, right? And it looks even worse on my phone, which is where I take all the notes. But I
Oh,
have everything
man.
connected. So,
Gotcha.
so Book of Boba Fett is wrapped filming, according
really?
to
Already?
Ming-Na Wen. She posted that the filming is wrapped.
That's
yeah, it's
crazy.
done already.
That's
so
fast.
yeah. So I guess
Wow.
most of it's probably CG.
I mean, well, you still gotta the whole process of like filming the actors and stuff. Too.
Right. That's true. I mean, it comes out in 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, we're that close already. It comes out
What?
December 25th.
No.
It's June.
No.
Guys. It's June.
Okay, but
6 months.
how long
It is-
ago
It
did
is still March.
the Mandalorian end?
6 months ago. Or no, 5 months ago. It ended in January.
So
That was fast.
I
not
know,
even a
it's-
whole year.
That was really fast. Oh my
They
god.
must
I know.
have started production on that like at the same time as season 2 of
Probably.
Mandalorian or something.
It's got to be, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's no way you got. That's too fast for such a good show. It's
I
supposed
know.
to be.
I'm excited for it, though. Like, I'm really excited for Book of Boba Fett, because I think that's the next thing coming other than Mandalorian Season 3. 'Cause I don't
Yeah.
think we're getting Ahsoka or any of the other ones, I can't remember, for a while.
I thought
I guess Bad Batch,
Ahsoka was
because that's happening right
2023.
now. Is it? So I know it's going to be a while.
I last I saw it was somewhere in that range.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, and then isn't that when X-Wing comes out? Or not X-Wing. The woman who directed Wonder Woman. She's got that series. She's got that movie coming out. I can't remember what it's called now. I could probably go look in my notes, but I don't want to.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Me either.
Obi-Wan comes out next year. That's right.
Oh, really?
Kenobi. Yeah.
Okay.
Was that the series you were just talking about, or is that
No,
just like a different note?
completely
Okay.
different.
What to say?
Because I forgot that was happening.
Okay.
And it's right.
Yes.
That's because I saw the picture for that in my notes. Because they confirmed all that cast.
Yes.
Almost 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So.
Yes.
Man.
Where are we? All right. So, according to Andor star Stellan Skarsgård, who I didn't know he was in that show. Did you guys know Stellan Skarsgård was in Andor?
I do not know names.
No.
So,
You know the guy
Can't
who
help.
played It, his brother. Have you seen It?
no.
Never mind. Anyway, there's like a group of people named the Skarsgårds, and they're all famous in Hollywood.
All right.
He has filmed a scene with Forrest Whitaker, which means Saw Gerrera will be in the Andor show.
Oh, wow.
Which means we might see Saw Gerrera split from the rebellion that we know in the original trilogy,
Interesting.
and
Interesting.
because we've seen Saw Gerrera in Bad Batch,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
now he's just gonna be in everything,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
I mean, he is like a very big, like resistance force
Yeah,
leader,
yeah,
especially when it came to
being aggressive.
well, that and I'm talking like the era,
Mhm.
what's it called, the first after the Empire fell and it rose again.
After the Republic fell and the Empire rose?
No, the Empire they lost. And
Oh,
then they came
the
back.
New Republic?
No, the Empire.
The Empire?
Yes.
The Empire fell and rose again?
Yes, when Kylo Ren was that.
Oh, First Order.
Yes, there it is.
And
Gotcha.
First
then,
Order.
yeah. Okay.
That's when Saw Gerrera became like really. What's going on, guys?
I don't know. All right, but I think I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, cool.
He's like a really big resistance leader,
Mhm.
so I feel like they're trying to give him more of like a backstory as to how he got.
Well, he
into
was
where
in Clone Wars, for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then like I said, like I mentioned, he was in Bad Batch for like a scene. He was supposed to die.
and
he
then
didn't, and then he got let
Star
go and then
Wars Rebels.
He
as
was in
well.
Rebels,
Yeah.
right? And then he was in not Catalyst, Rogue One. Well, he is in
Yes.
Catalyst, but that's a book.
He was also in
He
the
seemed pretty-
Jedi Fallen Order game.
He's in everything.
He
Yeah.
did seem pretty old in Star Wars, like
Rebels?
Rebels, yeah.
And he looks
But, like-
old in. Wait, doesn't he
So-
die in Rogue One?
He survives until.
No,
No.
He's not in Rogue One. Is he in Rogue One?
he's in
No.
Rogue One.
No, he's.
No, he's
Saw
not.
Gerrera? Yeah, he played with Forrest Whitaker.
What?
I know,
He's-
but that character isn't in Rogue One. Are you sure you're not thinking?
100%. I know he's in Rogue One. He's like half robot by that point.
What?
You guys don't remember that? It's like really early in the movie. Jin's looking for him.
Was that Rogue One?
Yeah, that's Rogue One.
I thought that was during the First Order.
No,
Oh, okay,
that
I
came
got
out between 6. I think it came out between 7 and 8.
That's why I got it mixed up.
Okay, so he's
okay, he
he's
does
not
die.
alive in like the First Order time.
No.
Because that was
he
he
should
might
be.
be. I don't think
that
so.
was what
though.
my question was, because it was like he seems old in Rebels. If he's still like
Yeah.
out kicking, fighting around, and like the First Order.
That's
time.
probably No, he's in Rogue One. That because Rogue One came out after Episode 7 and before Episode 8.
If we're to
Yes.
believe,
Why? Okay,
if we're to believe,
we're on the same page now.
Yeah, if
this
we're
is
to
going to be a
believe-
long podcast.
Rogue
Oh, yeah.
One,
Still in the news.
he dies in Rogue One. So
So he does die. in
unless
Rogue
he
One.
gets out somehow, because they didn't confirm it.
I
in
need
that
to
scene.
rewatch Rogue One. Then I just need to
It is
learn
true,
who
you do,
Saw
it's Rogue
Gerrera
One.
is.
Yeah.
Saw Gerrera is Saw Gerrera. He's Jin's dad. I mean, there's a book up here you can read about it, but you're still on the other book. You read any more since our last podcast?
I have not read any more since our last podcast.
16 pages in.
Yes.
It's like a 480-page book.
Yes, I'm almost there.
Almost.
Moving on. According to Star Wars Stuff, which seems reliable.
At Star Wars Stuff?
on Twitter.
On Twitter, okay.
Ben Mendelsohn will also return for Andor, which
Ben Mendelsohn.
yeah, he plays Orson Krennic,
Oh,
the main villain of Rogue One.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Darth Vader was in Rogue One. How did you think that took place in the First Order era?
No, he
Or did you
No,
see
I
it
thought the scene where
Oh,
Saw Gerrera, I
gotcha.
thought
Okay.
that was part of.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
It's a lot. Yeah.
I thought the scene with Darth Vader was actually from episode 1. That's a different story, though. That's just my first
Wait, hold on. Why did he the child in episode 1?
Technically, it's still him.
I mean, that's true, but he's not Darth Vader yet.
It was just a random costume he threw together.
Guys,
Halloween
you
on
like
like
this?
that.
You like my Sith Lord costume? Good job, Annie.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge coincidence. There's like an Easter egg later on in episode 3 where it just looks like that at the very end there. It's an Easter egg to episode 1, you know?
Oh man.
But yeah, so Orson kind of, I don't know, he was building in the book Catalyst, literally the entire time he was building the Death Star. So I don't know what he's going to do at Andor, but he's going to be there.
Maybe they're scouting out like resources that they might need.
And there's something in the Death Star, because the Death Star construction started in Star Wars universe like around the time of episode
3.
2 and 3, right?
It was in 3, because they started it in that book Catalyst, which starts near the end of the Clone Wars.
What if?
Oh, all right.
Which, no, I guess it would be episode 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Episode 2 kind of like starts the Clone Wars. Episode 3 ends the Clone Wars. So I guess yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
kind of
it takes
episode
place.
3.
Yeah.
What
So
if the
yeah.
Andor is just about how the Death Star is being built around, like in the orbit of Andor, as like a space.
Andor's a person. I don't think he has an orbit.
I thought it was the planet.
No, Cassian Andor, the guy who Diego Luna played in Rogue One.
Okay.
I think we all need to sit down and rewatch Rogue One.
Yeah.
Clearly, none of us know what's going
No,
on
no.
in that movie.
It's been
Yeah.
so
Which is
long.
funny because I watched it like 2 weeks ago. And I don't know how I don't know.
2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Okay.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite
I
Star Wars
haven't-
movies.
I haven't watched it since it came out.
But,
so.
I liked it a lot as well because it used to be like a standalone movie, kind of. Now apparently it's not going to be a standalone movie.
No.
It's going to be like the
Because
series.
Andor's connected to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that it's ever really standalone because obviously like,
Right, it's in
it
Star
ends
Wars.
with like you know
it literally
the
ends
Death
where
Star plan,
Episode 4 begins.
Uh-huh.
No, the Death Star is built in the orbit of Geonosia. Or wait, Geonosis.
Really?
But then
Yes.
well, no,
according to the book Catalyst.
it
There's
started
a lot of
there.
reference to this book.
Okay.
It started
Book's
there,
very
but
important
then
in the
all of
grand
it
scheme of
moves.
things.
Like as
Well,
they're
yeah.
constructing it, they move it all. So it's not like it's built totally there. It's like it starts there and then it's like moved
That's
shortly
right.
after starting it.
I do
Right.
remember.
No,
No,
not
it's
according to the
built
book
whole-
Catalyst.
Wait, but
It's built mostly there by the Geonosians, and then they kill them all. So maybe,
Yeah.
I think it does move at
Whoa.
some point, but
Yeah.
they did kill all the Geonosians.
Genocide on the Genosians?
Oh, yeah.
Geonosian side.
Genosians.
Genocide. There we go. We're terrible people. Anyway, at least they're space bugs. No one cares.
Yeah.
Clearly, as the
They
Jedi
are
literally
pretty
just went and
terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen. That was there's like a horror aspect. Remember those episodes of the Clone
Yes.
Wars?
Yes.
Those were creepy episodes.
There
Very
were,
Geonosians.
yeah.
scary.
The entire Genosian civilization.
The
How was that?
Geonosians-
How was that?
they need a new PR team because honestly, every time they're in Star Wars,
The Queen just wants to mate and die. So.
Oh my God! They went back in Lords of the Sith to Geonosia.
Mhm.
yeah,
Geonosis.
Sis. Yeah.
God. And the Queen's in it.
Oh
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. Don't read Lords of the Sith. It's terrible.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, read it because it's part of canon, but it's terrible.
Okay.
But anyway, that was kind of a spoiler, but not really, because I didn't tell you what happened to the Queen.
A spoiler for what? Oh,
For
the book that you said
for the
telling
book,
everyone
Lords
to,
of the Sith.
to like not read. The book telling everyone to not read.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
think
read
spoiler
it, but
alert?
don't read it.
It's,
Yeah, but don't read it.
it's important to the story, but just know
Yeah.
it's a waste of your time.
Basically,
Okay.
that's what I. That's how I felt after I read it.
Okay.
The title is extremely misleading.
Okay.
Because it's not about them.
Oh,
Interesting.
I don't know why they even called it that. It's a fine book, but just, if you called it something different, it would have been better.
All right.
gotcha.
So anyway, set photos of Ewan McGregor have been released. I mean, it was literally just him in a mask and a raincoat, but you could tell
and a raincoat.
and a raincoat.
Okay.
But you could tell he was wearing his Obi-Wan robes underneath, and all the Obi-Wan simps went crazy over it.
Interesting.
So, like, literally, there was nothing significant about these photos,
Yeah.
but Obi-Wan simps exist. So, that's
Cool.
how it is.
That's good to know at least.
We are out of Star Wars now, and we're just going on to random stuff. Netflix has announced their live action adaptation, which you already know this is bad. Live action adaptation Netflix of Cowboy Bebop. Even worse.
I heard about that. I heard
A
about
classic
that.
and beloved manga and anime is set to release this fall. They also announced the original composer
This fall?
Yoko Kanno. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Is to return.
I think it's Yoko Kono. but-
Yoko Kanno is set to return for the adaptation as well, so he'll be doing all the music, or they'll be doing all the music. So at least that aspect will be fine.
At least.
But
that's
Netflix
good.
is not good at adaptations.
No.
And Americans aren't good at anime adaptations, and this is a Netflix American adaptation of an anime.
And it's live action.
And it's live action,
Yeah.
so this is just going to be the worst. I have no expectations for it.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'll even watch it. I'm gonna wait till somebody else does.
I even wrote in this, it's like, I've never read or seen Cowboy Bebop, but I'm very scared for this.
Yes.
It's supposed to be really good.
I've heard good things about it.
Have you seen it?
I've seen a few episodes. I've never watched it in its entirety, but it's on my list.
All right.
So
Well, don't watch the movie then. It'll
No.
just ruin the series.
yeah,
for you,
no,
I would
I
imagine.
don't even. We'll see. 'Cause
Wait. Sorry. Is it a live action movie or a live action series?
I think it's a movie.
I
hope
hope
to
it's,
God it's a
I
movie.
hope it's just a movie and
Alright.
not an ongoing series because that's no.
I think it's like a sci-fi western kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. But
That's what
like I
I've
said, I haven't seen it. So
We're out
next
of
we
news,
talked about
or are we-
Knives Out.
News still? Okay.
Yeah, we're still
cool.
on news.
Still on news. Okay.
Knives Out. We talked about this last week. They added another cast member.
Another cast.
Yeah, Madeline
Knives
Klein from the show The Outer Banks. I don't know how I feel about that because I've never seen Outer Banks, but it's one of those shows like a really is that like a teen drama or is it like a
I think it is
reality TV show?
I think it's a. I think it was
Is it like One
reality.
Tree Hill? Stuff like
So,
that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know
In
how I
that
feel
same
about that.
camp.
Hope maybe she's good. I've never seen the show.
Who
I don't
is
have
it again?
Netflix. Madeline Klein from Outer Banks.
I heard of her.
Um,
Not from that, I don't think.
but she's been added to the cast of Knives Out too.
What is that even supposed to? What is Knives Out about? I've
You've
never
seen
seen
Knives-
it.
You've never seen Knives Out?
Knives Out?
Knives Out is
Never
awesome.
seen
You
Knives
have to
Out.
watch
Yeah,
Knives
that's
Out.
definitely
it's really
one.
good. It's on Amazon. If
It
you
is
have
good.
Amazon.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
What I watched
really
later
good.
on.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not overhyped
that
though.
was-
Excuse me.
No, it's not over. Well,
I did that with Cars 3 and it ended horribly.
yeah.
I overhyped
so,
Cars 3.
So it's just like if you like the old timey murder mystery vibe of things, then you will love Knives Out. If you're not as much into that, it's still like a really, really, really good movie.
It's a solid
Okay.
movie.
So
And Chris Evans is in it. And everyone loves Chris Evans. So.
very different role from Captain America.
I would
Yes.
imagine.
Yes. You can now see a sneak peek of Jurassic World Dominion when you go see F9, which I think is Fast and the Furious 9,
Yes.
in IMAX theaters. So, sneak peek for that because they don't want to put it on the internet. It'll end up on the internet anyway.
Yeah,
but,
somebody's gonna get it.
And Disney dropped another trailer for Monsters at Work.
Oh man.
I did see that.
You did
I
see
think.
that?
Or I
That's
saw
awesome.
one.
I'm
trailer.
very excited.
I saw
for
each.
it.
I'm very
Did you see the
excited.
first trailer for it?
I saw the first teaser.
Yeah.
I saw that. I haven't seen the newest one though.
Okay, it looks good.
Now,
Yeah, I'm really excited for
Yeah.
it.
looping back to the Jurassic World thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I saw the just the teaser about it or one of the posters or whatever. It's like, oh,
Yeah, I saw the poster.
that looks cool. Maybe I'll actually go see Jurassic World in theaters this time.
Did you
I realized I say it every time a Jurassic World movie comes out. I haven't seen one of them once in any form.
I've never,
They're good. I like them.
Yeah.
They don't stack up to Jurassic Park,
All right,
not at all. No.
but it definitely is better than the other 3 Jurassic Park movies. Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah,
It
there's
doesn't stack
Jurassic
up-
Park. There's Lost World, which is awful, and then there's only
Wait,
3.
hold on. You just said
Here it is.
Jurassic World, it does not compare to the original Jurassic Park, but
But
it
it's
is
better
better than the first 3 Jurassic
No,
Parks.
the second. Sorry, there's 4, I think, in the first Jurassic
There's 4?
Park. I believe. Hold on, Jurassic.
There were 3 of them.
Or maybe
Are there
it's
3 of
Jaws.
them, or are there
There might be 4 Jaws movies.
Okay.
The second 3 are awful. Don't watch them. Like
The
you know how
second-
bad Sharknado was.
No.
That's how bad the CG in Jaws 4 was.
Jaws 4.
Yes.
Interesting.
Jesus Christ.
Series. I think there's only 3 of them, maybe. Because there's Lost World,
I thought there was.
and then there's only
there.
one more after that. Jurassic Park. Oh yeah, okay. There's only 3. The third one came out in 2011.
When did
Yeah.
the first one come out? The first one wasn't like in like 85 around that area. Oh, was it
93?
the
Okay, so it's
never mind.
Jurassic Park, Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion, which comes out next year.
I could not follow any of that. I don't know if my brain's just asleep, but it sounded like there's
Probably.
just a
You
string
gotta
of
slow
words.
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are 3 of the original Jurassic Parks.
Okay, yes.
The first one, Lost World, and 3, because they didn't feel like coming up with a name for it.
Oh, okay.
Don't watch 2 or 3; they're awful.
Yes.
Then there's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which came out in 2018. The first one came out in 2015. And then Jurassic World Dominion.
So,
I think I've only
there are
seen
6 movies.
so what you're
total.
saying, just as a recap, is that the most recent 3 are not better than the first one, but they are better than the second
2, yes.
2.
Well, I don't know about the new one, because it hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
But
Yes.
the other 2 are better than the second 2.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
We're back.
Yes.
I've
Anyway.
only seen the first Jurassic Park, and then I've seen World,
Jurassic World.
and then I think I saw part of Dominion.
Well, that hasn't come out yet, so I don't know how you
not
did that.
Dominion, the one before that.
Yeah,
I get the
yeah.
names mixed up.
That's
but,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know the other one had a name. I thought it was just
Yeah,
Jurassic World 2.
The second one with Chris Pratt in it.
Yeah. I don't remember that one. So that's how that was. It was
I've
good. I remember
seen
liking it, but
Yeah.
I thought you
No,
said you
wait,
hadn't
no,
seen
sorry.
it.
I thought you were talking about the original second.
Oh wait, I do remember.
So
Now I do
confusing.
remember. I have seen the whole thing, and it wasn't that good.
Why did they even choose to make the names like this?
The world, Jurassic World was okay.
What executive was like, yeah, this is fine.
They tried to make it like animal, like
Yeah.
fallen. I don't know. They're just weird.
That's what's called Fallen Kingdom. The next 3 are going to call Jurassic Kingdom.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And just
Oh
to
my
confuse us
gosh.
even more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
Jurassic Planet.
I swear.
or like
Jurassic.
Jurassic, like a land or whatever.
How about just
Or
Jurassic?
it was enter like another period, like Cretaceous
Triassic
land or
Park.
whatever.
Mesozoic Park. Wait, I didn't. What? No one cares about that. What is that? But yeah, and then finally, last piece of news. I don't know if you
Last
guys
piece of
have
news,
watched
okay.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Yes.
but they wrapped the show. They wrapped the last
Yes.
season on Thursday.
Oh, man.
Very sad because I love that show. I started watching it last year, which brings me to something that is a pattern. Every time I get into a show that's still on the air, it gets canceled.
Yeah.
Like the next season, I get into How I Met Your Mother. I binge watched season 7 for season 8. Season 9 comes, canceled. Which fine, they probably didn't need season 9. Season 9 was completely worthless. Anyway,
Interesting.
it made the whole show worthless. But that's beside the point. I could go on a 30-minute rant about How I Met Your Mother. This show, get into it. This season, canceled. This year, canceled. There's a bunch of shows. I got into Black. What's that show? Black Clover.
Really?
They stopped making it
Really?
because they have to catch up for the manga.
Oh, okay.
So that's a little different, but they stopped making it as soon as I got into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm glad they stopped though, because the last time that happened, Full Metal Alchemist, they had to redo the whole season.
It sounds like a different show that people were mad about. Oh my god, because the books weren't out yet. By J.R.R. Tolkien. No, it wasn't by Tolkien. George R.R. Martin. Game of Thrones.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
They-
Game of
season
Thrones?
7 of Game
Yeah.
of Thrones I've heard was awful.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But anyway, Wally, if all what you're saying is true here, I'm begging you stop watching shows.
Please.
Stop watching shows. There are huge fandoms just crushed when you start watching shows and they're canceled. You have to stop watching shows.
I had to
Hurting
stop
all of
watching
us,
shows.
not just
Do you know what's
yourself.
unfortunate? I started watching My Hero Academia yesterday.
Oh my god, no! This season is getting really good, Wally.
So,
This new season
I'm
is
sorry
getting
if that
really
show
good.
gets canceled.
I gotta go home and watch the episode now.
So when you're talking about like Brooklyn Nine-Nine here, like wrapping. You're talking about like
They've done filming.
filming for the upcoming season, or okay?
Yeah, they've done filming
okay.
for the upcoming
I
season.
did
So
hear
we
that
still
this
have
was
the season.
I did hear
coming
before the seasons they started filming that it was going to be the last season anyway.
Yeah, it is the last season. They didn't get renewed again. But it was funny. They got renewed before season 7 was over. And then it was like, yes, maybe they'll keep going. And then before they start filming season 9, like, okay, we're starting to announce, but this is our last season. Like, damn it! Every show.
Didn't they take it off the air for the last season though? Like it was like only on what is it, Hulu?
No, I think that was like there was a switchover at some point. It was on Fox, then now it's on NBC.
Yeah, it was on Fox, and it was
because it did get canceled.
It was
and then it came back.
I remember. Yeah,
everyone thought it was over, and then it was brought back on. NBC, which is where it still is, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
For now.
Also,
Yeah, well, for the last for like
Maybe
all of the
okay,
remaining
wait. I think I
episodes.
figured out why there's no movie for Community. Because I started watching Community.
Great.
6
You
seasons of
ruined
movie.
it.
I've ruined
Come
the
on,
movie.
man.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I'll stop watching television.
Just
I'll erase My Hero Academia out of my watch history.
just get rid of. Just stop watching it.
Stop watching it. Is that why all the Marvel shows are only one season? Because I like them and I watch them.
Yep.
Damn.
That's it. That's the only reason why.
That's the only reason why.
Only reason why.
But that's all the news for this week, and I feel like we spent a long time on that.
Yes.
But
I mean, how
there
long?
was a lot
when
of
do we
news,
know?
so.
Scared
true.
to check the time, but
I don't.
I
Have
mean,
my
it's
phone on,
right
so.
there, so
yep. I'm just gonna all like look awkwardly down below the camera.
I can't even read it. It's too small. So anyway,
Star Wars, more Star
Star
Wars,
Wars.
but not news.
no, this is no longer Star Wars news. We're talking about the
Bad
Bad Batch,
Yes, which
we all just
watched
watched
on Friday.
Yes.
No, don't tell them that. We all watched it on Friday. It just came out.
It's already out.
We definitely did not watch it all like
Just before
right.
starting.
Yeah, we all just come over here, watch it because only one of us did.
One of us cares about this podcast.
Listen,
Look, he's not on the podcast regularly, so we'll give him the skip. But Brennan, you totally watched it. He totally watched it on Friday. He's not today, right before this podcast,
Slacking off.
while eating Little Caesars pizza. Nope,
Yeah.
not at all.
Nope.
But Bad Batch, I forgot to take notes.
I mean, it's fresh in our heads,
but
so
we should be
Yes.
okay.
There was something with a planet, and
yes,
Echo had some lines.
There's
planet.
multiple planets.
Yeah.
3 planets, I think. It's the first one they were leaving. And
was
then
that
the
what
one
they're
they're
though?
on.
Because they didn't even name
That's
that
true.
one.
They didn't.
What's the third one? Wait,
The one that they're based on, where
Wait,
that
no.
club is.
that one was the first one, right?
That was the second
No,
hold
one.
that was the second one.
'Cause
Remember
it was
they
the
were
first
getting
one.
shot.
Okay,
at.
so
But they weren't on a planet. They were like in
They were
space.
they were near a planet.
They
So
were
yeah,
near
I
a
guess
planet.
you're
Doesn't
right. There's
count,
only
yeah.
2 planets.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, as we said, they're near a planet getting shot at and trying to get
Yes.
to hyperspace.
Yeah.
They had
And-
some animal.
Wrecker hits his head again, as
Yes.
always.
This has become
Oh,
just like a
spoiler
standard
alert!
element.
We keep forgetting to do that. Our last episode, we didn't do spoiler alert. Though I think at this point, if you're
Yeah,
listening,
should be
if
pretty
we are
clear.
24 episodes
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
If you don't know by now, we're
We're
spoiling the
also-
entire
Look,
show.
guys,
Also-
we talk about the show on this
Yeah.
podcast, so you came here for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's your own fault.
And
Let's get it.
We're blaming you for not knowing that there are spoilers, not us.
and also, if you consider it a spoiler to hear that Wrecker has like hit his head,
Right,
you've not been
that's
watching
the-
any of the Bad Batch.
You must
Happens
really just
every
not pay
episode,
attention.
yeah.
You're on your phone all the time. Get off your damn phone. Well, I mean, don't, because you're listening to us on
Yes.
I
Unless it's
think-
your laptop.
I think
That you
even
listen to
after
this on.
this episode,
there. There are none. I checked the analytics.
There are no laptop
Listeners,
listens.
no. Maybe
Wow.
like
only phones.
yeah, only pretty much only phones.
really
Only phones.
interesting.
It's like OnlyFans, but only
Interesting.
phones.
Yeah.
Phones.
Phones and bikinis.
Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are
Nude phones.
listening to it on.
OnlyFans? Yes, that's where we post
No.
this podcast. It's OnlyFans. This is the chip roasting OnlyFans.
Look, I didn't know we were getting there.
We're not. Anyway, we're not. We're not that desperate for listens.
I mean, money is money, so
Yeah,
That'd be really. There's just totally an audio medium.
on OnlyFans.
hey, some people are
Anyway.
into that. So
It's not, but it's not ASMR though. We're not like right up.
I mean, we can if you want to.
Yes, but I mean no. But anyway, so Wrecker hit his head.
You just gave up the illusion of this being the microphone here. Now they know that there's
I'm
another
sorry.
smaller microphone
I'm
here.
sorry.
Why is
Can
this
you?
so
I think
high
you can
up?
see it.
Why is
So that they can see it.
Okay.
Can
Perfect.
you see it? Oh no! Oh
we
yeah.
can continue from here.
Keep
we
the
can
entire
continue
episode.
from here.
But anyway,
So the Bad Batch.
Bad
Yes.
Batch. So Wrecker hits his head on the way.
In space,
in
they
space.
have a space cat. Wrecker hits his
Lizard.
head. Space lizard? That was a lizard?
That was a lizard.
Yeah.
She said, "What a weird lizard."
Yeah, but that's also kind of a joke. She is a lizard too. It looked like
That's
she was staring
true.
directly into the camera when she said that. She was
That's
looking right into the
fair.
camera.
Yeah.
She was like, "What a weird lizard," and we're like, "Yeah, we know."
You were it. But anyway, so they got this lizard and they brought it back to I can't remember her name.
I don't know.
The lizard lady, which is what I think I called her last time.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Brought it back to the lizard lady. She says, "Oh, what a weird lizard," and then looks at the camera for comedic timing,
Yeah.
as if we're, like she breaks the fourth wall. It's like,
There's
what a weird
cloaked
lizard.
figure in the background.
There
There's
is.
a figure
Figure, yeah.
with a cloak. We'd get like a quick glimpse where like part of his face is
I gotta
like
say,
It
revealed.
was Darth Sidious, guys.
I thought it was Obi-Wan making an appearance for a second.
Okay,
I really could, just because of the way that they were making it look like.
I literally thought it was Darth Sidious.
Why
is
for a
Darth
split
Sidious?
second, I thought it was like Asajj Ventress for some reason, which is pretty weird. I'm
Well,
sure
she's
she died in
dead.
like the Clone Wars. Yeah.
She's dead.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for Dark Disciple. She's dead.
Oh yeah.
I did not know she died during the Clone Wars. I was.
Is it like
I thought
confirmed
It's
she
in that book.
died?
Yeah,
in,
it's,
like,
I watched it in that book and I cried.
Yeah.
I thought
It's
she.
a great book, by the way.
I remember her being like in the bounty hunter thing, like she became a bounty hunter.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was in. Well, she was in the Clone Wars after
Yeah.
she left.
Did she die like in the
Oh,
show
wait.
The Clone Wars?
Okay, so
Is
that
what our
book
question is.
exists because they didn't put it in the Clone Wars.
Okay,
It was
okay.
supposed. She was supposed to die in the
That was
Clone
what my
Wars,
Okay.
question was.
but instead
yeah.
it's a book.
Interesting.
Was it
Great
that,
book.
Was it
The
that
second Star Wars book.
that storyline where that the like guerrilla style fighting Jedi like is about to sacrifice himself and then she does it instead or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
I can't remember his name. Quinlan Voss.
Yes.
Love that guy.
A crazy motherfucker.
Yeah,
He's cool.
Well, you should read that book. He's a crazy.
Oh man. Yeah, doesn't he go? He like goes to the dark side for a second,
Yeah,
and then she brings
did
it
you
back.
watch it?
No, I watched a YouTube
Probably-
thing on the comic version
Oh, okay.
of it.
Gotcha.
I think.
You're in the dark, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Just like the
Just
dark,
like the disciple.
and the dark, yeah,
Just like the
there.
disciple, you were in the
Perfect.
dark.
Yes, absolutely.
We're not in the dark though.
No.
Very bright.
But anyway, back to
Yes.
the Bad Batch.
So
Bad
anyway,
Batch.
there's this figure, and then the Bad Batch is getting paid.
they argue
and then-
about the money.
Yeah,
real
they're
quick.
like, "What? I thought this was gonna be more," and she was like, "You're actually in debt, because
It's like
because Wrecker and
Yeah.
Omega are buying too much popcorn.
yeah,
I
I guess
feel
they're just
like
used to food
that's
being
all it was.
free because they used to work for the Republic there. Either that, or like they thought it was implied when they started working for her that she would just cover those expenses, and she's like, "No."
Wow, this sounds a lot
No.
like the way the U.S. government treats their veterans. Anyway, that's a topic for a different podcast.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So then they go. Then they hear some shooting,
Yes.
and then they
Two
go
cubes.
back out,
Yes.
and they see these two people running
Yeah.
away, and then they look at the cloaked figure, and it's Rex.
Yes.
Rex
Yes.
is in the Bad Batch now, and as
Yes.
Brennan said when he was watching it by himself, and he texted me,
Yeah.
he's like, "Wow, I can't believe this is happening."
Yeah, because I expected Rex to be like not introduced so quickly. I know we're like 7 episodes in now,
Yeah.
but I expected it to be like towards the end. We would see Rex, some other characters, but it was
Well,
neat to
isn't
see
it-
Rex.
It's 16 episodes, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're
So
almost
we're
halfway.
pretty much
Yeah.
halfway.
Yeah, we're kind of at the halfway point.
Right, we have 9 more weeks to wake up at 4:30 to watch the show. Wait, that's just me. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. That's only you.
I can't say I'm any better. I watched not this episode, but the last one. I watched that one at work, and I work overnight, so I watched it as soon as it came out.
Oh,
at 12.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I did
3.
the same thing with
3,
Loki,
right?
which will-
Yeah.
3, because it's 12. Like, see, this is why the West Coast is just a little better in terms of time.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to wait till 3 in the morning. You just, oh, look at that, it's midnight.
Yep.
Perfectly normal time to be up.
But with the whole thing with like the Bad Batch, it goes into essentially what Rex is like. Oh yeah, my inhibitor chip is removed. Are your guys' inhibitor chips removed? And they're like, no.
No, but I do have a headache. Is what Rex says.
Yeah. And then
Now
Rex
that you mentioned it.
and then Rex is like, here's the story, and it's kind of like all it is. Like it feels like it's like very like shoehorned, and like this episode could have taken place at like any point in the series. It's just kind of like, oh, here's kind of this main story that's kind of made sense so far. It's kind of been some adventures, but they all kind of fit in this one line. So then here's this like huge deviation, and then it just comes back to the story. It's just like the writers wanted the inhibitor chips to be removed. They were like, I don't know how to make them just want to remove their inhibitor chips. I know, just add Rex in. You can tell them to remove them. They can do that, and the story can continue from. From
it
there.
did start kind of abrupt too, because there was no lead into like.
What do you mean there were pew-pews?
You're
How
right.
they introduced Rex.
No, the very beginning of the episode.
Okay.
The space pew-pews.
Space pew-pews, yes, my favorite kind of pew-pews.
We didn't know what planet, what mission they were going for.
It's
it was
so
just...
funny. Because the last episode just ended with, them, arriving back at the planet to, not deliver the droid head. Which, actually, we totally this kind of like last episode where it was why didn't Tech just clone the information he gave to them just again?
That's all they wanted,
he's a clone, he can clone things too, right? That's how it works.
It's just copy and paste.
So
if I can do it on my computer, they can do it on their computer.
So we just learned that he did not, but
his name's a lie. He's not Tech.
He's not Tech. He's not Tech
kinda
guy at
Tech.
all.
But it's just the last episode ended with them getting back from a mission. And so it also started with them getting back from a mission there. So it's just we skipped over a lot, and it's supposed to be they're doing adventures, but kind of just started out of nothing, and then there's this other story shoehorned in. This episode could have really taken place in between any of the episodes that we have so far.
It's funny because
or will have if they continue down this train.
They could
stories.
do what they did with the Clone Wars and have episode that's supposed to be at the beginning of the show in season 3. We have the fill-in for this episode in season 3 of this show if it comes to it.
Please just never go back there. Please.
Clone Wars is all over the place.
What Disney Plus needs to add is just an ability to shuffle the episodes into the order that chronologically they take place in.
I shouldn't have to look up a list of the.
I have it saved.
Chronological list.
I was recently, I had some spare time. I was going back and watching some episodes of Clone Wars that Echo was in to get his whole arc there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And literally, I jumped around from the third season to the first season to the second season or whatever, and I was like, why? Why did they do this? There are 2 episodes right back to back with Echo that aren't chronological. Why did they do that? There's literally one in it's season 4 or something. It's Echo is episode 1 and episode 2, but to bridge the gap between the 2, you have to go back and watch an episode from season 1 or whatever. And
they did that with Jabba's cousin. The whole the arc, because they had that episode with Quinlan Voss, which I think is in season 4.
Yeah.
But all that took place in season 1. It's well, hold on, wait, and I think it's somehow connected to the movie.
Yeah, because of the plot of the movie is the cousin is the reason why the baby got stolen and all that other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just wait, hold on, huh?
I do
because
remember
when I watched it through the first, I'm wait. This doesn't make sense here. This already happened.
So
I already know what happened.
Wait, episodes of the Clone Wars take place before the Clone Wars movie?
After.
No, there are. There are episodes of the Clone Wars that take place before the Clone Wars movie.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought it was all.
Season 3.
I thought it was all after the movie.
Actually, hold on. I thought
it was
I have a list. No, it's not all after the movie. Hold on. I have the list because I wanted to go back and watch it in order, but I didn't want to watch the movie.
Oh my gosh.
I watched the movie kind of recently.
It's not a good movie.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's not that bad.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not bad.
So it's season 2, episode 16 is the first ever Clone Wars episode chronologically.
Wait.
Then it's episode 1,
Which
season
one?
1, season 2, episode 16.
That's
Which is called Cat and Mouse, and then it's season 1, episode 16.
Okay.
And then it's the movie.
Wow.
Okay. And then it's season 3, episode 1. Season 3, episode 2. Season 3, episode 3, and then we go back to the beginning.
Is season 2, episode 16 the one with the bounty hunters?
Cat and Mouse. That's what it's called.
Is it the one with the bounty?
No,
hunters?
it's the one with that weird frog person. No, the Spider-Man. The Spider guy. Not Spider-Man. The
None
Spider
of this
guy.
is helpful.
You don't remember the Spider guy? Hold on.
yeah, I'm lost too.
You don't remember the tarantula-looking guy?
Oh, Trench?
Yes, Trench. Admiral Trench. He's the whole reason they're on Christophsis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are his forces that he's commanding in the movie.
Oh.
Okay.
It's very confusing, and anyone who watches the Clone Wars should watch it through season 1. It's a movie, season 1 on.
Not realize it was so
Don't watch it in chronological order if you're going to watch it for the first time. Don't bother.
Okay.
Go through the second time and watch it in chronological order.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Bad Batch. What happens then is Rex, he comes in and is inhibitor chips bad. Let's go remove them, and they're like, okay, and they go to this planet to remove their
The planet is
inhibitor chips.
is Brokov, which is from Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
Which is an amazing game, and I really want to replay it again.
And it's canon, which means you have to play it to understand all of Star Wars.
Not all of Star
No, I'm
Wars.
kidding.
Not all of Star Wars,
Brennan?
surprisingly.
All those books you have to read.
One of you just start like a Twitch stream of like playing through the game, and I'll just like
I'll
tune
do
in.
it.
Watch it?
I'll
Look,
tune in occasionally. I'll watch
do
it.
I'll do it. Just somebody let me borrow their PlayStation 4. I already have a PlayStation account. I just gotta log in, and all my games are gonna be there. It's already there. Just get something going. It'll be a joint stream.
I'll do it, but I need a PS4. Wait, hold on, then you can't do it. But,
Our podcast depends on viewers like you. Please.
I promise you guys, I'm a good gamer. I know all the secrets and stuff.
We will give you a shout out.
I am
to
a
the
good
other...
gamer, trust me. If you have a Twitch stream and you want to drop in the comments so Brennan can watch you play Jedi Fallen Order, please do, because he needs to understand. That's why he's going to read all his books.
If you have a PlayStation 4 and would like to drop your PlayStation 4,
Drop it off with RJ so he can do it. That also works. Completely fine. As he said, he has his own account and his games are on there, so you only have to supply the PlayStation.
I don't
4.
even. I just need to borrow it for like 3 days. That's how long it took me to finish the game last time. I'm sure. I can
And
get
then
it
Brennan
done
just
faster.
needs to watch. So just send him the link when you're done.
Yes.
So we need either a Twitch link or a PlayStation 4.
Yes.
Either one will suffice.
whichever is easier.
But anyway, so they're on Braca now.
Yes.
And they meet Rex there, and Rex is like, alright, we gotta go all the way over there. And so Wrecker's like, well, why did we park here? And then, they're found in...
This is just gonna like beat by beat here. Why do we park here? Well, look up there. They look up there. There's a little ship going by. So those are the Trashers Guild or whatever it is.
The Trashers Guild.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, just the way you went. Why did we park here? Like we're driving
Well, I mean,
a
he's
car.
not wrong. Then why did we park here, damn it? It's like, we're trying to go to Disneyland. It's all the way over there. Then why did we park here?
This is the goodest it's gonna get. Get out and walk.
But anyway,
Anyway, they're walking.
yes.
You'll never guess which character hits their
I
head.
will walk 500 miles and I will walk 500 more.
As they're
But anyway.
as they're walking, there's like stagnant water, and
Yep.
Hunter looks out, and like his senses allow him to detect something moving, and he's like, "Don't go in the water," and we all know what that means.
That means someone's gonna go in the water.
Yeah.
Somebody's going
Someone's
to-
gonna take a dip.
And who was it? Who was it?
Who could have possibly hit their head and gone in there?
Yeah, who could
It
have
was
possibly
Wrecker.
done it?
Of course it was Wrecker.
So Wrecker's dragged in by this monster thing, which I think might have been the same monster thing that was in the trash compactor in
Yes.
episode 4.
I personally believe it was a different species of Sarlacc because I read
Could have
up.
been.
I read up something. I say read up. I watched a video.
Reading, watching videos are the same at this point.
I saw.
Yeah.
It explained the difference in species of the Sarlaccs, and there's the ones like on Tatooine, which are the desert-dwelling ones, and then there's the.
This is famously not a desert, so this makes sense.
Yeah, and then there was
Yes, it was a
also
desert
the
before
trash
that.
one, which is the one you're talking about. It's not technically a Sarlacc, but it's like in the same like genus family kind of thing.
That makes
And
sense.
then there's the water dwelling ones, which is like the one on Braca. So I'm
Imagine
thinking,
This is
being,
both water
there are
and
three.
trash.
There are 3 types of Sarlacc: the desert one, the water one, and the trash one.
Yeah.
And that is the environment it is. It is trash. It only grows in trash.
well, no, there's
It's just like the Pokemon. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Garboder?
No, not
No?
Garboder. It's a Burmy. It is Burmy because there's like the grassy form, the sandy form, and the trash form.
Oh yes, you're right.
You're
I remember.
right.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah. So it's just like this. There's the desert, there's the water, there's
And
the
the
trash.
trash. There we go.
Yes. The three
Wait, so
habitats.
hold on. Pokemon Star Wars confirmed?
Yeah. Exactly.
But no, the reason it was like those are the only 3 has to do with the size of the Sarlacc. Only certain kinds of planet can support that amount of.
And Death Stars.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Wait, how did it get on the Death Star?
That
No.
Don't worry about that.
See, no,
Plot hole. Unnecessary to fill. Don't worry about it.
no. See, you have to remember because there was one that shows on this planet of trash, but it was in one of the Star Destroyer, like ships or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that makes
And
sense.
the Death Star was built
How
by the
did it
same
get on the
people.
Star Destroyer, though?
It was built by the same people who built the Death Star, right? But I just think that when they're building these,
Maybe.
there's just like a random chance they just like randomly just like spawn, just like fully grown. And they're just like in Minecraft, you can like set up like spawns or whatever. There's a random chance it just spawns in there.
They set up a bed, and they respawn in the Death Star.
Yeah.
This all makes so much sense.
Oh my God.
Plot holes being filled.
So,
But anyway,
he
so-
hits his head. He crawls out. They go to the med bay. They're like, okay, this works. We'll like start removing the chips.
And then Rex had the audacity to say the words Order 66.
And then Wrecker was like, that sounds like familiar. There, I have like some memory of that. Let me just think about that. Let me think about that for one moment.
on that.
I remember now. Good soldiers follow orders.
Okay.
Duh! Good soldiers follow orders!
then-
Guys aren't thinking straight. Let
And
me
so,
help you.
he's...
So then, as a good soldier, he starts to follow orders, and he starts to like just attack everybody
What are those
around
orders,
him.
bro?
And then Omega shoots him. And then he's like, "Oh no, you did not shoot me, little girl."
No,
Yes.
she misses.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she-
thought he shot. I thought she got
She
him.
shoots
No, 'cause
at
she's-
him. Kind of.
Oh, okay. But regardless, he says, "No,
Yes.
that ain't happening. You
Yes.
too. No,
Yes.
no survivors."
He thinks, "Am I above hurting a child?"
And then he says, "No. If Anakin Skywalker can do it, so can I."
Yes, if it's good enough for the chosen one, it's good enough for me.
So then he goes and starts to attack Omega, and Omega's like, "You wouldn't hurt me. This isn't you. This is the chip." And then he says, "Good soldiers follow orders," and then gets
Yes.
shot by
He's-
Rex.
Stunned.
It's
Stunned
it's
by
just
Rex.
like I am the Senate, but it's like I am the chip.
Well, that's what the chip does in the brain. I am the brain.
Oh
So
my
anyway,
God.
then they do the surgery
He's stunned by someone. I don't remember who stunned
Rex.
him. It was Rex.
It was
Okay,
Rex.
it was
Yeah.
Rex.
because he was bald,
Yes.
and I don't think anyone but other
Yes.
than Echo is bald.
Yeah, I also find it like super funny. So this is jumping like way back in the show, but like as soon as like Rex took off his hood, they were like, "Oh, it's Rex." I mean, they all kind of look the same. I know there's like little different things. I think
Right.
It took them no time. They're like, "Oh yeah, Rex."
Well,
Well,
because
the
they're
same
all
thing's
clones, they
all
would
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, what other clone do you know that has, excuse me, blonde hair?
Blonde bolt. Yeah, that's true. He does have that
True.
face.
He
Does have a blonde
I have
fade.
yet to see any clone with the any
Omega.
kind of blonde hair.
I was
that
honest-
doesn't count.
Omega.
That's not blonde. That's like white.
I was honestly thinking it would be super funny if like the Empire came up with this idea to like just like make one of their clones look like Rex. And just like send them out there.
Imagine.
Yeah. Just pretend like you're Rex. Go and find the Bad Batch. Send like a bunch of clones that just like have their heads shaved, blonde, to look like Rex.
It wouldn't be
Just like-
hard.
It's like
No.
pretend you're Rex and then lead them back to the Empire.
Who's Rex? No, don't worry about it. Just go.
Yeah, or just encourage them to activate their inhibitor chips. You get to see them. Be like, oh yeah, inhibitor chips. Those
Just
are
look
actually
at them
useful.
and yell
Yeah.
Order 66 until they all start saying good soldiers follow orders.
Just be like,
Oh my
"Hey,
goodness.
You remember Order 66?
Just
Order 66 and chill.
just imagine the Bad Batch. Just like they're like they're like landed. They're like stranded somewhere. They're surrounded by like the stormtrooper clones or whatever, and
Yeah.
they're like, wow, they're so well armed. Wait a minute, those aren't guns. Those are megaphones. Why do they have those? And also they just start like
Order 66.
Order 66! Order 66!
Good soldiers follow orders.
Just,
And everybody's just like, oh man, you're right. I'm sorry.
Duh!
Oh, that's what they're trying to say. The Empire is good. I see now.
My bad, guys. That's
Yeah,
on me.
Yeah.
Total misunderstanding. I'm totally gonna go shoot Saw Gerrera now. You guys have convinced me.
Matter of fact, I got him on speed dial. Let me just. Hey, I need you to meet me somewhere.
But anyway, so they get the chips out of most of their heads. I don't think they got
They
Scout
don't-
yet. Not Scout. Tracker? No.
Hunter?
Hunter.
I'm
Hunter,
pretty
Scout,
sure-
Tracker, same thing.
I'm
No.
pretty sure that with them cutting to
Yeah.
having tech as the last one.
Yeah, it was
to get
confirmed.
his out.
Well, but then
They did
again,
it
I
for
guess
all
he
of
also has that headband on, and that's where they would cut. So
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
all right. But
it didn't look like they did Omega, so
because they
No.
don't think Omega has one.
right.
Are
So-
they correct? I don't think they bothered to check. They just gonna have to be like, oh yeah, she probably doesn't have one. We're probably good.
I think it's safe
I
to
don't think they
assume
checked.
that she does have one since she
maybe
is a clone.
she is a clone, right?
Because depending on how old she actually is, and how fast clones grow, and
At
how
least
long.
12 days.
Well, that's what I mean. Is she like straight out of the tube? Was she grown until that age?
Straight out of the tube.
Yeah, like
If we ever make merch, straight out of Compton, but the tube.
Straight out of the tube. Straight out of Bacta. That's a little.
There we
that's a little
go.
Star Wars joke.
There we go. Straight out of Bacta. But so yeah, they didn't check for her, and then Rex leaves, and
That's it.
Episode's over. Except
except
for you got the thing where someone's looking at them
Oh,
through
yeah.
binoculars.
But the Trash
And-
Guild was like, "Oh, look, intruders."
The Trash Guild, though,
Let's call
interestingly,
Darth Vader.
I don't know if you guys caught it. To me, it looked like the Knights of Ren, just from the.
Yes, they did
almost
have.
like them.
There's no way that they could put that in there and that not be connected somehow, because
Yes.
it can't just be that's just
Right, this
Trash
isn't
Guild.
Marvel.
I mean, it might as well be. They're both Disney now.
That's
so
fair.
They all got the same idea.
Iron
Right.
Man. It was actually Iron Man.
You're right.
Thanos. They called Thanos.
Yes.
Hey, Thanos.
Said we need some extra help
Th-
finding
actually-
this Bad Batch.
There actually is some more news. There was a Parks and Rec clip that was put out recently. This is related, even though it doesn't sound like it's related right now.
Star
The-
Wars. Okay.
yeah.
Keep going. I'll wait.
There was a Parks and Rec clip that was put out. It was one that like foreseen. There's like a 1 minute version of this that was like in an episode of Parks and Rec, but the full clip was 8.5 minutes long. They released the full thing for the first time on their YouTube page, and it was Patton Oswalt, I believe. It was one of the episodes that he was in, and it was him doing a filibuster in which he's just ranting for the entire 8.5 minutes about his pitch for Star Wars Episode 7. And it is just it's
a long way to
it's
get
literally just him
Yeah, I know.
talking the entire time. It's this is not scripted. He just was like improvising the entire time. It's about Star Wars Episode 7. It starts off, normal Star Wars, and then he's like, okay, and bear with me here. Camera pans up, and you see Thanos. And
Great idea.
It's super funny to watch. He just connects like as many properties as possible. All under, this is from Star Wars Episode 7. This is what happens. At one point, we're like, oh, there's one scene where like Luke is like there, and Han comes up, and he's looking all grizzly, and holds up Chewbacca's like severed head.
Oh Jesus!
And then Chewbacca gets like a robot body, and they team up with like the X-Men from like Fox to fight like
Oh my
Thanos is in the
God.
universe. But yeah, it's like that. So this is what the Bad Batch is trying to do now. They're trying to bring Marvel into Star Wars.
Let's do it.
Well,
Let's
I mean,
make it
if
happen.
you know what, if Fast and the Furious and Jurassic Park can combine at some point
Oh,
in time,
yes.
we could totally do this. This is gonna be
Oh
cool.
yes, that is another thing I do not understand. They have nothing to do with each
No
other.
one does. I think they're owned by the same company. That's literally it.
I know that Fast 9 is supposed to be going into space, so maybe Space Dinosaur.
Please, space dinosaur. Please, space dinosaur.
I feel like that's at this point. I
They
haven't
go
seen-
to a real Jurassic World. It's
Right,
perfect.
yeah.
It's perfect.
The last Fast and Furious movie I saw was Hobbs and Shaw, and that one isn't technically a part of the main story.
Right.
So
Right. I have not seen any of them because there's too many movies to catch up on, and two, I don't care.
Hobbs and Shaw, I feel like is worth it just for The Rock and
The Rock is good.
and
He makes
what's his name?
He makes a lot of movies.
What is the dude's name?
He's very busy.
Oh, the dude.
Hobbs, Shaw, perhaps.
Yeah,
I don't know who it is.
He's in a whole bunch of
Vin
action
Diesel.
movies. Not that one.
Bruce Willis.
Yes. Is it Bruce Willis? No.
I don't know. He looks bald. That's all I remember.
Yes.
I like how
Maybe.
we have the internet on our hands, or at least me and him do, because you canceled the internet.
Yeah, I don't need
You
that.
deleted it, sorry.
Don't need it. What do I need it for?
To figure out
Information.
what I needed for information.
No,
Who needs information?
Don't need that. No.
But anyway, so that was that episode of the Bad Batch. I thought it was really good. I thought the cinematography was really good.
Yeah.
Especially when Wrecker turned.
Yeah.
Did you mention that?
was
Oh, yeah, we did.
That was
Yeah, we
that was
did.
pretty scary. Yeah.
This whole veiny thing on the side of his head got like super bad. It was
Yeah.
like purple or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
I didn't even notice that. That
I
was
think
interesting.
this was like the first episode since like really really good episode since the first one. Like the other one's been good.
Yeah.
See, I don't
I don't know. I feel like this
I
one.
like the other episode. This one's
I like
kind of a
this
weird
a
one
lot.
for me just because of like how forced the plot seemed. It seemed like it was
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm bad at figuring that out though. So.
just. It seems like it's like the Time Variance Authority would have a huge problem with this. It's just veering so far off.
Different
off
show,
of, like,
different show.
The
We're getting
course.
off
Yeah.
topic.
It's just a lead in here. It's
Yeah.
just it's just a lead in.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, there you go. So Loki started this week on
Yeah.
Wednesday. That was smooth.
Yeah. Are there any more notes about the Bad Batch before we move all the way on? Yeah. No, not yours.
No.
No,
Just
I
anything
have
else you want to
none.
mention? No.
Mm-mm.
Bad Batch still good.
Yeah.
Bad Batch. Oh yeah.
Still
Oh yeah.
good.
You asked me this last week, but have you liked the Bad Batch so far?
So far, yeah. My only problem, really, thus far, has been them kind of like adding in extra characters from other properties that.
Like
seemed-
Superman. Yeah, that was a weird episode.
No, I was mainly talking about Finnick Shan. I like her as a character,
Yeah.
and I like her inclusion in it, but she's more of an adult show type villain.
That's fair. I mean,
To put her in the Clone Wars, kind of like, because if she was in the show, she would have probably thrown Omega into like a box or something and just been like, all right, we're going.
yeah.
Like
You're right.
if this was like a part of like the Boba Fett thing.
But you remember, this is her like. She's a brand new bounty hunter.
Oh, okay. I
She's
didn't
not
realize.
ruthless yet.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So she's
So yeah,
learning.
Book of Boba or like a Mandalorian Fennec Shan would have been like, "Hey kid, get in this box,
Right,
or
yeah.
I'm gonna shoot you through the head."
Yeah, because
But I'm a child. No, I don't care. You see, I care this much, and if you notice, there's no space between here. Well, the Adams, shut the fuck up.
No, again, good enough for the Chosen One. Good enough for everybody else.
Fair.
Yeah, but,
But,
otherwise, yeah, I have really enjoyed the Bad Batch. I'm very glad it's not as short as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was only gonna be like 10, 11 episodes, but 16.
And they're doing it kind of like in the way of Rebels, is where it's like episode to episode based, and not doing like whole giant arcs
Yeah.
yet. Which I feel like we're gonna get that closer to the end of the
Yeah,
first season.
The
So
first like 5 episodes definitely seem to be very close knit, one after another, and then 6 and 7 have been like kind of their own little things.
right, and there definitely could have been an episode 6.5 because they're just on a mission.
Yeah.
They're getting back from a mission,
Yeah.
and then they're getting back from a different mission. Wait, what happened? I want to know.
Right.
You could have made another episode here,
Yeah.
but unless, like we said, we're just out of order.
Yes. Hopefully not. Hopefully they've learned from that horrible mistake. But
Bad mistake.
apparently, with Disney doing this and Disney doing Marvel, I mean, Disney definitely hasn't learned like that mistake
which
in
we'll
like
get
Marvel.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to that now, actually.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we kinda
Loki-
already got from that. With,
That's
like,
true. We've
the
already
news.
transitioned,
Yeah.
but Loki picks up in 2012 in New York City, right where we were at Endgame.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we left Loki, is Tony gets just decked by Hulk, loses the cube of
Yeah.
destiny
Yes.
because I can't remember the name.
The,
Tesseract.
the
Tesseract.
Cube of
Cube of
Destiny.
Destiny. Wow.
The cube of destiny.
Wow.
No.
This
Oh,
guy.
also, I will say that with that, in the last episode, I talked about how with the Marvel Legends clip available on Disney Plus.
Forgot to watch it.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's like honestly, it's like one of the worst ones I think so far out of all of them. But it did not touch on the Loki and Endgame like at all.
Wow.
Didn't mention him at all. So I'm glad that the Loki show started off with that scene from Endgame, because if it didn't, the show would have made no sense to a casual viewer. At
Yeah,
all.
of casual
in
viewer
any
who
way.
only saw Endgame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still already kind of already doesn't make as much sense for someone who like doesn't necessarily remember all of the events of like how things work.
And doesn't want to go and sit for 3 hours and watch it.
Yeah, but it was enough of a context that
Right.
I liked. Yeah,
Yeah.
So it picks up there, and so then he's in the Gobi Desert in Mongolia, I think it
Yes.
was, and so the TVA,
which
they come out of their portal things, which are cool. I like the way they're designed.
which also, do you think he chose to go?
No.
No, I
It
think
was
he
all
picked it up. Was like,
random.
all right, let's go.
It
So-
was just random.
He was just like, take me wherever, and then he just went.
Yeah, no, that'd be weird if he had to go to the Gobi Desert.
Yeah.
It's a weird place to go.
Yeah, because I feel like he's used.
I don't know how the Tesseract works, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest. He was also handcuffed, so,
Yeah,
and he couldn't speak, so it's all
Yeah.
he could say. where he wanted to go. But
I guess
so
that's true. He was like away from here, and it was like
sure, Gobi Desert.
He was like 100 feet above the desert. He can just fall. He'll be fine.
The TVA comes out, they arrest him, whatever, and then they reset the timeline. So I have a few questions about the timeline.
I have a question even like before that. I feel like Loki didn't put up enough of a fight when like the TVA came.
No,
because like they came out of nowhere. They obviously have like power, and he was just like, I'm just gonna like walk up to you, walk up within like arm's length of you.
I think he just wanted the Tesseract so he could like enhance his power or something. I don't know. He went for the Tesseract.
Yeah, but I feel like he would have done that with more of an effort overall, and not just like I'm
Should've
just
used
kind
the force.
you know. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, he has like illusions and everything. Like
that's true.
Yeah, he
he
could have done
definitely
any
could have done
kind of illusion, and he was just like
literally like 5 minutes before in the episode he was Captain America. So like really, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
There's
just,
some weird.
It kind of,
okay,
that kind of felt a bit forced. Everything else, I felt made sense and was good, but that just his interaction, like him being captured that easily.
Yeah.
When we've seen him get out of way harder
Death.
things, yeah. Obviously, this isn't him with all of that experience, but still, I mean, he has the capability. I mean,
they have completely like eviscerated his. Is that a word? They've scaled down his power so much in the movies compared to the comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
But,
sure. He should be a much bigger threat than what he's acting like.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's just, especially in 2012 when like he was like trying to take over the entire world. I mean,
Midgard, as he says.
Yeah, like I understand kind of like later on
That's his
she's
glorious
trying to be
purpose.
more of like a hero or whatever. But when he's like this super evil dude trying to be all powerful, like use your powers, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They reset. They put the little reset button down. So I have a few questions about that. So, how was the timeline reset? Is reset to the one we know?
Yeah.
How did it erase Scott, Tony, and Steve being there at all?
No, I think so.
It did not reset them because they were supposed to be there.
I think.
But did it? Okay, so then did it erase it to Tony not dropping the briefcase?
No, it just erased it.
I don't think it erased.
That was all supposed to happen.
But Loki getting the Tesseract wasn't supposed to happen.
See, that's what I hate because that doesn't make sense. Unless it's supposed to happen that Loki comes to the TVA.
Well, apparently he is because of what we find out later.
Then how is he a variant then?
So
He's only a variant because he's supposed to be a variant.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
But there's
This is the problem with time travel.
I know, that is the problem with time travel, and it makes no sense.
So,
and
but
I just can't wait till Loki messes things up enough for the multiverse to come out and about.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So
we know that's where this is going. We know
especially because of how they explained how the time variant association works with the flow of time and everything.
Yes.
They kind of made it like visually like multiverse.
Right. So does this happen in 2012 or does it just happen in?
I think so.
A non-universe.
Well,
the time variant authority does not take place
exists in a universe, right?
It
is
like
its own
time.
thing.
Well, it is
time.
in
Outside
the
of
universe,
time, okay.
but it's outside of time in the universe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So the thing with the time reset thing, like you were saying earlier, though, excuse me. I think all it does is it resets, not the entire like time of everything once they push it, because that would be impossible for all of that.
Or is it just what happened in Mongolia?
Just in Mongolia.
See,
so just that section that they affected.
But
so
I don't know how Loki messed up time.
Yeah, I'm confused about how Loki's the issue.
Unless he wasn't supposed. Unless the only thing that was wrong was he wasn't supposed to pick up the Tesseract.
But which means
how could he have veered off?
No, but that means that Tony was supposed to get away with the Tesseract, or maybe 2012. Maybe. Tony was supposed to be like, "Oh, or the Tesseract," and then pick it up. No, he had a heart attack.
They said that all that. They said that all
maybe
that
the
stuff
Hulk
happened
was the problem.
To the Avengers was supposed to happen.
Hulk's got the Hulk's not the problem because he did that anyway.
What?
If Tony hadn't been there, Hulk was still going to smash through the door because he had to take the stairs anyway.
So that's what I'm saying. It does not make sense for Loki to be.
Why is Loki the variant? Yes.
Unless when he used the Tesseract, that's what let him like skip out of like the time thing. Because I think the Tesseract. Here's what's possible. When he used the Tesseract, it took him back to like the prime timeline of 2012. This is happening kind of like a shadow timeline 2012, because obviously those events aren't actually taking place. They don't actually change events of like the main timeline in the past. It's like a shadow timeline. And when he picked up the Tesseract and used it, instead of traveling in that shadow timeline, he jumped back to actual 2012. That would explain why
I
he
think I
was
kind of see what
variant.
you're saying,
I don't.
but also no idea what you're saying.
So
This is all very confusing, and I think we're definitely overthinking, but that's
Here,
our
I think
job.
it-
So
Yeah.
But I think what it is instead of it being, like you said, part of like a whole separate timeline, it's like the same one. But because he's just jumping from place to place instead of outside of what's going on. So, but because of what happened with the Avengers, like they said, that stuff was supposed to happen. So they confiscated the Tesseract after they caught him. So,
but then they
because
just
of
put
that,
it in that guy's drawer.
yeah, so that it's out of the timeline. So therefore, that part of it is still
Yeah.
there.
So one
when he's coming, like you said, he's coming back into, like when he's jumping around and he finally ends up in Mongolia. That's like, this is everything that's supposed to be happening right now, except for you coming into Mongolia.
See, yeah, one thing is like, so here was like the timeline, right?
Right.
So, you know, here's 2012 on the timeline. Here's
The timeline that we have in the movies.
here's like 20.
23 is when it
Yeah.
happens.
Okay. Yes. So here's 2012. Here's 2023.
For everyone listening, he's pointing at his arm as a timeline.
Yes. So in 2023, they travel back to 2012,
Right.
but not like here 2012 like a different timeline of 2012.
Okay.
Doesn't actually exist. It's still this timeline, but it's just kind of events that are happening over here do not
I
affect
see what
here.
you're talking about.
So
I see
then
what
they
you're talking
traveled. So they were doing everything in here was contained. You know, so we're changing the timeline. When Loki picked up the Tesseract instead of traveling in here, he jumped back onto the main timeline.
And so
there.
there's two Lokis,
Yeah.
and so they have to get rid of this Loki
Yes.
and resets that area. Okay, now
Yes,
that makes
so here's
sense.
the variant. That's what I think.
The arm was necessary. I
Yes,
think.
that's the only thing that I could think makes sense. Explains why the Avengers weren't variants there, but Loki was.
That would kind of mess with how the Tesseract works, though, as a Infinity Stone, because it would mess with it being involved in the time dilation and also the space dilation too. So I feel like that's like just like a little bit too. I don't know.
It was supposed to happen. Damn it! That's what we're supposed to know.
I don't know.
That's
the
it.
Way,
See, 'cause I
They
think-
don't think ex-Marvel fans will think too much about it, and then they watch WandaVision and they're like, "Shit, we're just gonna keep going with Loki."
because
Like,
I see,
it is what it is.
I see what you're saying, and it does make sense.
That would make sense that way.
right,
yes.
yeah. But if that's the case, then that means what is the Tesseract actually?
It's,
What
according
is-
to TVA, nothing. Literal garbage.
Yeah.
See, but you have to remember, in like the original Captain America movie, it was used to like charge like
Weapons.
Yeah.
batteries basically,
With a
and
battery.
then so people like to think of them as like, oh, this only affects here, this only affects here, but like I do think they're a little more universal than that. They just have like their focuses.
Okay.
It's typically going to be a different point in space, I think, too, because the whole like shadow timeline thing isn't an actual timeline, because with like the TVA and everything, you know, like everything's all on one path. So there wasn't technically like a different path there.
Okay.
It was just something that was like also occurring, but not really. I don't know. The way they kind of explain time now is kind of weird.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's the multiverse theory, but
Not
not
it was,
the multiverse.
it was just
theory,
it was
weird.
kind of like one line. It did like a loop back here. It was still kind of like stayed on like the same line
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So I don't
It
know.
was supposed to happen. It's all we're
Yeah,
supposed
exactly.
to know.
That's yeah.
But anyway, so that they explain that later in the episode. So where are we in the episode?
Not the worst. We're still at the
Oh,
Loki's
the
getting
very
captured,
beginning.
yeah.
This is gonna be this is already a long.
We still
episode.
haven't even met Lightning McQueen yet.
Ka-chow.
So anyway,
How many times does he say "wow" in this episode?
none.
Really?
I'm still waiting for him to say wow.
Man.
But no, don't worry. That was the first thing. Like, I can't wait for Owen Wilson to say wow. So anyway, so the sacred timeline. So that he gets to the TVA.
He has no idea what's going on. He really
Nope.
doesn't fight back as much as I thought he
Yeah.
would.
Right.
He's really kind of caught me off guard for the whole episode there.
Right.
I expect him to kind of just like resist or fight back.
Mhm.
But if you just he's kind of like
He's
I'm just
just chilling.
like object to this verbally here, but like not.
Right.
Really
Well, we forgot
do.
that she hits him, makes him slow mo, and then puts a collar on.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
cool. Anyway, so she
yeah.
brings it back, and then he goes through all this. Not oh god, what's the word? Just like he just goes does paperwork. They do a really funny scene where this says, "Sign here. This is everything you've ever said. Sign here if you can confirm that." And he's like, "What?"
That's one of my favorite scenes. In the
Sign here
whole
too.
episode.
I was like, "What is this?" Sign here too, and then he just shuts up and signs.
Yeah.
And then his clothes go away, and new clothes come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was
they like vaporize
And then there was this
kind of a weird
funny scene where he has to go through a metal detector, and if he's a robot without knowing, he burns up from the inside. And he's like, "Well, what if I'm a robot? What if I didn't know?" And he's like, "Well, then you'll burn up from the inside." He's just like, "Well, shit, I don't know."
Did you notice that on the side of the metal detector it had like splatter lines? So somebody's gone in without realizing
that they were robots.
And it's just like, well, we're gonna get deleted anyway.
Damn variant. Anyway, so he goes through all the bureaucratic stuff. That's the word I was trying to look for. And he goes through all the bureaucratic stuff. He comes in, then he gets into this big like DMV waiting room type thing with like lines and stuff like that. There's another guy in there. He's told to take a ticket. He's like,
take a ticket.
Just us.
Just take a ticket though.
Okay. Did you notice how the first guy says, "What is this, a deli?" They don't have that down here. Ticket taking things at delis.
Yeah, no.
They should, because it's horribly like.
I mean,
it's just the one at the Harris Theater near here is awful. With the deli counter, like they're so.
A lot of them now with the Harris Theater, I know for at least they're doing it online. So
because of COVID.
Well, no, just in general.
Just to make it better.
Yeah, just
it's bad. It's not fun.
They said that they added it maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, like the app to where you can order a sub online and then pick it up. Yeah,
should advertise that. So people don't get frustrated while they're waiting for their deli.
Right. Yeah, but especially when COVID came, it was like you just be like, okay, I will be here at this time to pick it up, so have it ready by this time.
Right.
Yada yada yada. I ordered one for lunch and it was pretty good.
It explains why it's slow for you now because everyone else just order theirs online. So when you show up, they're just like they're too busy making all the subs in the back for the people who actually did what they were supposed to.
Yeah. So they got to take all this extra time to do it in person.
Well, it's never me. It's my mom. She gets frustrated with it. But anyway, so and then he does. So he doesn't take a ticket. That other guy, and then he gets vaporized. He's like, "I tried to ask for a ticket," and then he's just like, "I'm done with this shit."
But
Go
Loki,
away.
Remember to take a ticket, but he's like, as soon as he sees it, he's like, "Whatever my ticket."
So there's a video that explains everything beautifully, and Tara Strong
explains all of what
the timeline thing. Remember the little animated thing?
Oh.
It explains in the universe. It explains everything beautifully.
Yeah.
Tara Strong is Miss Minutes, which if you guys didn't know that, Tara Strong, you know who that is.
No.
Do you know Tina Turner? Her voice of her.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
She was Miss Minutes. Which everyone is flipping out about that because everyone loves Tara Strong. Yeah. She's like amazing. She does more voices than you can really think about. Because if I told you more, I don't really know more off the top of my head. If I told you more, you'd be like, "Wow, she literally was my childhood."
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
but
I think she was Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls. That was one of them.
Oh God, did you see that? We talked about that last week. The script for the Powerpuff Girls show. Oh God, it was bad. We'll talk about that after the show because we talked about that last week. But anyway, so Tara Strong was Miss Minutes, and so they explained about the.
That reminds me, this is unrelated, kind of, but the guy who voices all of the clones in Star Wars...
D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah, D. Bradley Baker. He also voiced the cat in Curious George, who just meows.
What?
Apparently that was him.
And he's Perry the Platypus.
Yeah, and he's
Perry the Platypus. Really?
Yeah,
he's Perry the Platypus.
Because I was curious. I was looking him up because I was like, I just want to see, all the roles with the clone stuff. I was surprised the amount.
And he's a news announcer in SpongeBob.
He's also some of the aliens in like.
Yeah, I feel
he's all the he's like some of the aliens in like the Ben 10 shows as well. It's like that's just really cool.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
My childhood there.
He's everywhere.
He
was in Scooby Doo for like some monster voices.
He's Perch Perkins. In SpongeBob.
No, he's fucking not.
Yeah, he is. He's Perch Perkins. You gotta go. Trust me, when you hear it, you're like, "Oh my God, that's the clones." Yeah, and Perry the Platypus and the cat from Curious George. Apparently,
just meows
from the Curious George movie.
No,
show.
from like
the show.
Yeah, from the show. Yeah.
Yeah, D. Bradley Baker is everywhere. You just don't know it. He's got a great range. But anyway, Tara Strong.
Yeah.
Tara Strong. Tara Strong, D. Bradley Baker, your childhood makers. Anyway, so
So there's the whole video that plays.
The whole video, and we find out about the sacred timeline.
Very creepy way of like showing things.
Yes, it all looks like Spy vs. Spy.
All looks horrible. I don't know why they would want to get rid of the multiverse. I mean, I understand why, because
they were at war, Brennan. They had to.
That was the
That's
war.
Why. I don't know why they wanted to do it, because there's a war. They explained it in the video.
But still, I don't know. It just.
But anyway, so they explain that there is a sacred timeline, which is the proper flow of time. So I have a theory. I have a theory and a question. Mm-hmm. I don't think that it's the only timeline. It's just the one that they can control. But do you guys think that this is the only timeline, or it's the only one that they can control?
I think it's the only one.
Okay.
I don't think it's the only one, just because they said that they did say that they like merged all of them together.
Right.
But what about the timelines that split off so much that just ended up becoming their own timeline?
Like Andrew Garfield is not Tom Holland.
Well, it actually does bring an interesting point with all of that there, because if, like, I was acting under the impression that like Loki would do something to cause everything to start to split off here. Mm-hmm. But if we're gonna have like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, those could not have existed if that was the only timeline.
Right. The only way I feel like they can explain that though is if the first branch,
Tom Holland gets plastic surgery.
Slow down. I feel like it'll have something to do with the time resets. Mm-hmm. It maybe whatever Loki is doing to mess up the timeline to become a variant has something to do with the split off. Because every time he does anything, there's some kind of split, like they said.
Right.
So I feel like maybe probably towards the end of the show, when they get to it, it might be like a direct lead into the multiverse of madness.
The multiverse of madness.
What if in like the last episode or whatever, Loki part of the whole traveling back, trying to find whatever, travels back to the moment in time in which the time god sort of merge all the timelines. Mm-hmm. Something happens that prevents that merge from happening.
Ooh,
right.
That would be interesting.
And what if there are like more than just those timekeepers?
Right.
There could be multiple sets of timekeepers for each timeline, so everyone has its sacred timeline.
There is a multiverse still of like sacred timelines,
but they're like kept apart from each other, and then this releases, and then whatever happens in Loki or in WandaVision or Multiverse Madness, they all just kind of merge together.
Interesting.
I like
and the incursions happen, like in with Secret Wars in the comics.
I like the Loki going back to the first merge. That could work. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Just so that it'll include everything eventually. Because otherwise they would just have to throw back in all the movies that have already been made, the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, all of that, and the Fox ones.
Right.
Jesus Christ! Just imagine what they're gonna do when Fox finally merges.
Right. So, this is something to think about. Obviously, we're barely in this. So, they say the sacred timeline, and then when you realize what could happen in not just Multiverse of Madness, but Spider-Man 3, you're just like, well, is there only one sacred timeline? So that's the reason I asked that question.
Yeah.
Interesting. So then after this, he's like on trial. And they're like, how do you plead? And he's like, you haven't told me anything. I know my Miranda rights here. You have to.
And they're like, what is this, America? You're guilty.
Yeah. So yeah, it's then they're like, you have. And then he's like, because he's like, oh, I've put up with this for long enough here. And then they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, just wait.
Give it a second.
On, this takes a little while longer as a man of my age here.
I was just about to say you couldn't get it up.
So then he keeps doing that, and they're all like, "Your magic doesn't work here. Your puny magic has no say. This is science only. No cosmic powers here."
Science.
And
my science defeats your magic.
Oh, okay. And then Lightning McQueen zooms in and like takes a backseat.
While all this is happening, he was off doing something else. He was off.
I guess there was that scene
at a variant crime scene where he kills a bunch of priests in a church.
Not him.
Well, no, whatever this other person is, this other variant.
Yeah, so we don't know who it is.
No, it was the Lightning McQueen.
The way you phrased it was like Lightning McQueen just starts murdering a bunch of priests. I was like, okay, I did not remember that scene.
But anyway, no,
I need to rewatch.
So there was.
That's what's going on.
No, so this other variant is off doing things, and that variant left the crime scene. Lightning McQueen, that's his name. He's at that crime scene trying to figure everything out. He talks to this kid who has like some sort of modern candy, which is weird.
Not even modern. I think it was like
50s.
Future.
Candy, future
right?
Candy. Okay.
Right.
No, they were in the past. It was in the past. I think it was
the candy, not the kid.
Yeah.
Because if that's the future, I'm scared.
I'm talking about like the specific candy that he had. It looked to me like it was
the
candy
one that he had.
from,
Okay.
Because if that's the future, I'm scared.
I think it was just candy from the like time variant, whatever, like dimension or whatever.
Variant. Oh, okay.
It was very blue.
Yeah.
Yes, his teeth were blue. It was weird.
Yes.
But anyway, so he asked the kid, "Hey kid, who did this?" He points to the devil, and every Marvel fan who was watched WandaVision was like, "Mephisto."
Yeah. I thought it too. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought Mephisto too.
And so he's like, but he's scared of us, and he gets, and then someone else, he's like, "Hey, Lightning, here's his file." He hands a car some paper, as if he can hold it.
Ka-chow.
And he holds it, and he's like, "Oh look, Loki's here. Let me go look, stand on the trial."
Yes.
And so as he says,
interesting.
Lightning McQueen zooms in, says "Ka-chow."
Yeah.
This time he's in court, not in a boot.
Yeah.
This time he's attending court as a watching member.
He's not the one who's on trial.
Right.
I can't with you two right now.
We're making a lot of car references, aren't we? Anyway.
The character Lightning McQueen is in Loki. Just in case you guys are wondering.
I mean,
it's a car. It's an animated car. It's not Owen Wilson. It's an animated car.
An entire. What was this car in the movie?
A race car. I don't know if it had a kind of car.
All these...
I don't think when cars do it, they can choose what manufacturers the car is.
I don't know.
There's no genders. It's manufacturers.
The girlfriend was a Porsche. He very clearly said, "Oh, she's a Porsche." So
wait. So what does a Porsche and a Chevy make?
I don't know. They never made it canon that they stayed together because he was definitely flirting with that one girl in the third movie. So
yeah.
She
was a teenager. Anyway.
What? I didn't know that. What?
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. I think Cruz Ramirez was in her 20s. I don't know the cars, man.
She's
the
a
cars.
professional racer. Anyway.
Yeah.
The cars. Yes. You can't tell age by cars. I think cars are a little different. Anyway, sorry.
Although it happened like baby cars before, where they're just like the tiny ones.
That's true.
Yeah, they were the tiny,
Yeah.
Oh,
wait, so was Guido a child? It's a child labor?
No. I think he was just, that was just his type of car. They all are the same size.
Yeah, he was just small.
like me, I'm small. Anyway.
The buy-in of the car race.
Anyway, so Lightning McQueen comes in.
Yes.
And so he's like, "Wait, I know what." And then when Loki threatens the judge, he's like, "You don't know what you don't know what I'm capable of." And he's like, "Objection! I know what you're capable of." And then he talks to the judge. He's like, "No, don't do." He's like, "Well, if he gets out of hand, this is your fault." He's like, "I know."
Yes.
Which brings me to ask.
Yes.
Wait. Oh, that's further down the list.
I will say it is very cool to get to see these scenes in Loki because, of course, all of these scenes we've already seen in like
the trailers and
in
the
like
teasers.
In Pixar.
That's for
Yeah. See, what a lot of people don't realize.
I looked away for 5 seconds and I'm so confused. What's going on?
What these people don't realize is that all these things were actually in Cars 2, but no one watched Cars 2.
Nobody watched Cars 2. You guys missed out on a great movie.
But anyway.
That's why they're playing it again this time.
But anyway.
Exactly.
So he's like, I know what he's capable of, and then he takes him back to his lair, his office. He's like, "Are you gonna kill me?" He's like, "No." And then, but I did like this part. So he says, "Are you going?" He like shows them the whole the place they're at, and they said it seems like a nightmare. And so Owen Wilson's like, "No, that's another department. But if you want to burn that down, you can." Which I think is an allusion to like the nightmare realm.
Yeah.
which is where the villain Nightmare lives.
Interesting. And the villain Nightmare is going to be in Doctor Strange.
Everyone's going to be in Doctor Strange. Did you know that?
Well, yeah.
Shuma-Gorath might be in.
I have no
Doctor
idea.
Strange. Remember that big one-eyed tentacle person?
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Well, I showed you that last time we were in person.
The one I thought was gonna look cool, and it kind of just looks like I was hoping it was just like a giant squid with like a giant eye. No, and no, it actually looks
just an eye with tentacles.
It's like it has this really nice design. I'm like, no, I wanted a squid with a giant eye on him. That's all I wanted, a giant space squid, like those whales from like Star Wars Rebels.
Coming back, we're reeling it back in. Reeling it back in. No. No, we're back to Marvel. We're talking about Loki.
Well, hold on, wait. Speaking of the giant squid monster, I thought the last time you guys were talking about it on the show, I thought you were like talking about Staryu from
Pokemon?
No, not Pokemon. From the Suicide Squad movie that's supposed to be coming out.
What?
With the star.
Oh yeah.
What is that
the
thing
star?
called?
The starfish that swallows. Never mind. You're.
It's in
I know
the
what
comics,
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember the name of it, but he's like
Brennan, huh?
Anyway,
so
now back into
I'm pretty sure Staryu's a Pokemon. Just say.
Yes, you're right. I just can't remember.
But
the
anyway,
name
so
of the villain.
So Mobius brings him back, and then he's talking to him, and he's like, "All right, so are you actually mischievous?" Which brings up the point because he is the god of mischief. Loki's not mischievous. He's just a straight up terrible person.
Yeah.
Or at least up until this version of Loki.
There are some mischievous things we've seen him do.
Like, yes.
Most of the stuff from, like... most of the stuff in, like, Avengers and all that, he's just, like, straight up, like...
A terrible person.
Yeah. We have seen him do some, like, some mischievous things. We've heard about him do some mischievous things. Yeah.
And
that was pretty mischievous.
Like, have that... play in Ragnarok of the events of the Dark World. That's what I love. Those characters, the characters who play like the fake Loki and fake Thor, are supposed to make a reappearance. Like
Thor 4.
In Thor 4.
Thunder.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited for that.
I
hope there's more
mention that on the podcast. Yeah.
I want there to be like a 10-minute scene of them just doing like a recap of Ragnarok.
Yes.
But like,
no, the entire MCU.
Oh my gosh.
I want exactly that to happen, but like I want the guy from like Ant-Man to like narrate like the whole thing. His narration and then like them all acting. That would be perfect. That'd be perfect.
But anyway, so we move on. He talks about how so Mobius brings up this thing when Loki was D.B. Cooper. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a great reference.
I thought that was hilarious.
That was awesome. I didn't know who D.B. Cooper was until I went on the internet later on, but I thought still, regardless, it's a great scene.
Yeah. Super cool. I did kind of feel like it was kind of like oddly placed in like the show almost. Like I really thought it was a good scene. I really loved the scene in the trailer, and I also loved the scene seeing it acted out in full. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had like a weird
placement.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that the whole reason that he was there was because he lost a
bet to Thor.
He's
D.B. Cooper because he lost a bet. Yeah.
Right.
And for anyone who doesn't know who D.B. Cooper was, he's a person who said he had a bomb on a plane, and then after they landed, got everyone off, they told him to take it back off. And then he asked for like $2,000 or something like that.
It was like like 10,000
or something like that. It was a lot of money.
It was a suitcase full of money.
And so then he jumped out of the plane after he asked for 4 parachutes too. And so he jumps out of the plane, and then no one saw him ever again.
Yeah. And
so they call him D.B. Cooper, though no one knows that was actually his name. And so
probably not.
Probably not. That's a strange name.
Yeah.
Dennis. Bob.
Because I feel like if his name was D.B. Cooper, they could have just tracked him down.
That's
true. Like, hey, who's named D.B. Cooper?
That's true. But they never found him again. He just robbed the plane and yeeted himself out of it. So.
Yeah.
But so basically, they said he was Loki because, like I said, they never found him again.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool. So then we see Loki. He gets out of the place that he was being kept, and then he goes around, tries to find the.
Yes, he
gets
out. He gets out because he had this thing.
Tesseract.
Yeah, the cube of destiny, of course.
I forgot. I had forgotten that too.
The real name.
It was the Marvel Holocron. The Marvel Holocron.
Right there, the Holocron. Right there, the Marvel Holocron.
Yep.
But yeah, so he tries to find it. He finds it at a desk with like
the important part. Hold on.
Okay.
Prior to that, the way he escapes is he has this thing. Around his neck that like if he tries to like attack somebody, they just like turn a dial and it sends him back in time where it was before, so he can't cause any harm. Right. But there's a controller that he takes from
I think Mobius
Lightning McQueen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he leaves it on the table or something.
No,
or maybe he did pick
No, he takes it with him, and then when they're like talking to each other that last time, and then he like hugs them or whatever, he pickpocket. That's when he pickpocketed it.
Yeah,
and then he doesn't use it again until
because he's mischievous. Because he's mischievous.
Yes. Well, and then like the McQueen says, that mischievous little guy.
Yeah,
Scam. Mischievous scam. And then so he goes back to the beginning.
So that's how he was able to like move himself back in time to that point.
Or he entered.
Not like back in time, but like just move his position currently to where it was back in time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Whatever time is relative to wherever the TVA is located, which is nowhere. So apparently.
No, it's not nowhere. Nowhere is in space.
I'm sorry. I forgot that was an actual
Nowhere is a place. But it's outside of time.
He goes and finds a receptionist guy who greeted them when they came in. Who the actor looked familiar who played him. I don't know.
He's been in many other things, I'm sure.
Cool.
Apparently him and the guy who played Norm in WandaVision were both in Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
They were like background characters in Rogue One.
Okay.
Back to Rogue One.
Anyway, so Loki finds this guy and he's like, "Give me the test reactor, I will gut you like a fish." And the guy goes, "Oh no, what's a fish?"
I just want to know what I'm being threatened with.
Yeah, because
he's like, "What? It doesn't matter." He's like, "But I want to know what I'm being threatened. Yeah. Like, what does that mean?" And he's like, "I'm going to kill you." He's like, "Oh, okay."
Painful, violent death.
Yeah, it's like I will cooperate now.
Yes, cool.
Just the guy trying to.
Here's your Infinity Stone. Loki's like, "Yes," and he's like, "What are those?" And he's like, "Oh, more Infinity Stones."
So yeah, we just use them as paperweights.
Yeah,
some of us don't work.
Anyway. Which is so weird because it kind of goes against, like, I know that's the point, but like the entire narrative of like the previous movies of like how they were like, oh, the Infinity Stones formed the universe and the most important part of it.
Here's what I feel like is how
it's kind of like the point, but yeah.
I feel like they have a way to like explain that away a little bit.
Well, they do in the comics. In the comics, the Infinity Stones only work in their universe.
I was gonna say.
So that's I don't know if that's the case for the movie.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
If you think about back to
thing.
what the ancient one said, she said they all. It seemed like she just meant the One Ring, because if she knew about the flow of time thing and the branching off, she could have known about.
We're gonna take a quick meme break for a second because you have to see this because this has to do with the scene.
All right. Okay, so we all just that 10 seconds of silence was just us looking at him.
Oh, I'm gonna edit that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's like 3 hours into it, but I'll. Oh shit, it's 3:30.
Or just add it in like posts, just on the YouTube page. You can use the sound.
Oh,
but
I'll put the
just when the video is all just looking at it. You
I'll
can just
put the picture.
add it.
Okay. Anyway, so.
But back to the Infinity Stone thing. I feel like because. Like it is in the comics, I think because it's outside of its timeline, maybe not its universe, but outside of its timeline, it doesn't really work.
Right.
Because it's not providing that power to that timeline.
Right. Or else that guy would literally be.
Yeah, he would be vaporized. He had 2 power stones in there.
Yeah. Or like.
I don't think he had any soul stones though.
Because no.
There was a soul
there was one. I saw.
There was one big one. Yeah.
But it also could be because it's like the Infinity Stones formed like the universes themselves. Maybe when the whatever timekeepers they merged all the universes, they basically destroyed all but one universe. By taking the stones out, you don't have a universe, and the stones don't.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, so
it was a neat scene where also they're all paperweights. I don't know. It kind of felt odd. It's like Loki here is so outclassed by like everything. He's like, I literally.
What he realizes that you can see that on his face.
I think they had that in there just to put that point forward, just
give him
to
that
help
perspective,
him, help him feel like okay.
And so that's when he goes back to McQueen's office. And he just sits there. It's like, well, I guess nothing matters. And he goes and he watches his timeline, or the timeline we've known of Loki. We know. And a quick thing, RJ, I don't know if you know this. I told him earlier.
Yeah, I was very surprised by this because I was watching scenes. I don't remember these scenes from Thor: The Dark World.
Some of the theme scenes from Thor: The Dark World. We're not actually in the movie. They were cut scenes that they didn't keep in the movie, but they put them here. The conversation he had with his mom. That never happened in the movies, but they kept them, and again they used them here, so to give some emotional weight to the scene. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And I think seeing Loki watch himself develop as a character gave him more character development than any of those movies.
I was really hoping he would. I was really hoping he would watch more of them though. Like he basically just watched like 3 scenes from like all the movies. Like that was it. Because he fast forwarded through everything else. Mm-hmm. I think it would have been a lot more impactful if the show gave him more time to like sit there and watch.
How long did you want this movie to be made?
Everything. I mean, like time was definitely there. It didn't have to show. It didn't have to show us him watching everything, but just like have it imply that he actually sat down and watched like
everything.
Because it's just like he watched like 3 scenes and he was like
crying.
Yeah, he was like sobbing basically.
Well, he saw himself die, and then he realized that like, well, that's my glorious purpose. And he's like, what glorious purpose?
Yeah, but still, like seeing that without all of like the build up of like how he's changed or whatever. Like he watched like the highlights, but like I think it would have been a lot more impactful if they just implied that he watched everything instead of showing us him like skipping through like most of the like emotional weight there.
But no, I still think he had really good character development in that one scene. A little bit better than he had in the 6 movies that he had. But, what else? Basically, after that, he's like, fine, I'll help you.
Yeah.
And he says, and basically he's like, all right, what are we up against? He's like, well, we're up against you. And then we see this1800s or 1500s?
1600s, right?
1600s. Yeah. And
15, 16, yes.
Right. Like between the 16th and 19th century.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, and we see the Time Variance Authority. They're looking at these bodies like it's this variant again. And then we see this cloaked figure.
No, they did not say that it was the same variant.
Oh, I thought they did.
Because they were like, oh, here's some like tech from like the.
That's right.
31st century. It's probably like a time traveler who came here. His time machine got destroyed, and he's just off somewhere. Sure.
I think
because maybe I should have
taken notes. Because what they said with that, and they're like, oh, should we go and try to find the person here who was in like whatever time machine or whatever, and then the boss who was there was like, nah, let's just like leave him. Let's just
we got other things.
Yeah, I'll just take care of the scene. So they obviously didn't think it was anything special or important. I just think that was like super sloppy. Right. Just to be like, oh yeah, it's fine. Just let this like guy from like.
3100s just go around murdering people.
Yeah, that's like 1,000 years in the future. It's like more than that even.
It's like 2,000 years in the future.
Yeah,
or 1,500, 2,000 years in the future, right?
Yeah. So they're just like, nah, let's just let him. Right. I thought it was kind of sloppy there.
Right, and then they look out and see a cloaked figure like, who's that? And that cloaked figure kills them.
Yeah, they died by, which honestly I thought was kind of weak of like the TVA who took down like the other Loki so easily, and here he's like lit up some oil on fire, and they were like, "Oh no, we're dead. We can't survive this."
I feel like that one, since he's been such a big problem, they've been probably hunting him down for like a while, so he might have had like a little bit of time to
and that tech. They're like the
he's probably been stealing it from all the dead bodies that he's been murdering. So I don't know. I just feel you are right. That whole last scene was just like really just messy. Yeah, it was really sloppy of them to not really go back and like check. Just check. Just do a perimeter check.
Yeah,
they could have avoided it. And like, oh, what's that smell? Oil? That's not supposed to be here.
But even they like smelled oil though. They're like, oh, there's oil because there's a line about it. They're like, oh, probably some guy just trying to like farm for like oil or whatever.
Right, but they just ignored it. Even that. Right, you're in the wrong period of time, my guy. This is the 1600s.
Yeah.
Why is it here? Come on, do a perimeter check. Do something.
Yeah, no, it's just just overall it did have kind of just like a weird vibe where it's like they don't seem like they're acting like professionals here, which I get like not everybody puts the same amount into their jobs or whatever. When you're the guardians of the sacred timeline,
right?
I feel like
they're taking more seriously.
Yeah.
But so that's how that ended. And they tried to reset the timeline, they couldn't. Because I guess this variant of Loki got there first.
Yeah, no, because he stole the time reset grenade thing, which I'm guessing will come into play sometime.
They're just gonna forget about that.
It seems like he's gonna
tech probably.
Yeah, it seems like he's collecting them to use like a bunch of them all at once or something.
Reset the TVA.
Maybe.
But
the TVA be reset if it's outside of time.
No, all they said is that time works differently here. So I guess they technically could, because time still occurs there.
Yeah.
Just not the way we're used to it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. But obviously this has lots of questions and stuff like that. So the first question is, Avengers, they were supposed to time travel, right?
Yes.
So Steve going back in 2014, Gamora coming to
Yes.
2023 was supposed to happen.
Yep.
Right.
How is Gamora not a variant?
Because it's supposed to happen.
But wouldn't she still be a variant?
Nope, it's supposed to happen.
Because she there's only one of her because one of her is the other one is dead.
Okay, that's
So
But
and even if
does that go for Steve being frozen?
even more than
yes,
that, though.
because here
Because that's how I've always.
I feel like with that there might be something they talk about later on, but I feel like him spending his life with Peggy, I think they both just were like, let's get out of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just live our life.
Right.
And just, because at that point when he went back in time to stay with Peggy, she was still like, just a regular, like, an information officer. She didn't have like a huge role or anything.
She didn't have a series though.
But that's not
canon anymore. So
yeah,
all of that,
not.
all of that is
that was not supposed to happen. That one, it was a time.
So that person in the background was Peggy. That's what people were thinking.
Yeah.
Did you see that at when Loki went back to the beginning?
That's actually...
and you saw someone come through the door. People thought that was Peggy in the back.
Oh. No, I didn't even notice that. But
Time Variance Authority really let her run around for like 2 whole seasons before they stepped in there.
But with that, I think Steve and Peggy just removed themselves from society so much that they didn't have enough effect on the timeline to where they could literally just watch it play out. Or
right. Well, and
if it comes to it, maybe it's one of those alternate split off things that ends up being taken care of later on.
Maybe.
Those are both good theories, but I'm going to raise you. It was supposed to happen.
Right. But the way I look at it is that when Steve went back, he was still living the same life, which I guess everyone is. But like him going back to that, just I don't know. It just makes sense to me as to how all that works. I don't know.
I really think the whole "it was supposed to happen" thing that like they like mention in the show like 2 or 3 times or whatever is like the cheapest, worst excuse they could have possibly given there. I feel like they could have done something way more creative because that really just like it's just like aliens in like a real life. Any question you can explain with aliens, like any question.
Yes, we know ancient aliens is
you just be like that. Aliens. It's like the same thing here. It's like that was supposed to happen. It's like that's just it's really you can't do that as a reason because you can use that for anything.
Yeah,
you can explain any plot hole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is supposed to happen.
Aliens.
So
they've done that on a lot of video games too. So,
so my next question is: Agent Morbius says he knows what Loki's capable of early in the episode. Does this mean that TVA has had multiple can have multiple timelines too?
No.
Because maybe in a different quote unquote timeline, Mobius doesn't know what he can do and doesn't step in, and thus we get this evil variant of Loki.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No.
I think
this is like...
Maybe it's just another variant of Loki,
this is another...
Now he knows what Loki can do.
Of Loki,
instead of checking in earlier. And so he just wanted to prevent another evil Loki running around.
Yeah.
Or he's figured the best person to stop Loki was...
Loki,
which is why when this other variant came in, he was like, maybe, this variant won't be evil, so...
Maybe.
Except for... That brings us to the question, I'm not sure if you have... on your list here, but where did this variant come from? Is this a variant from after 2012, before 2012 here? Is this a variant that Loki right now will create?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, no, but how can that variant be this variant?
No, they're not the same variant, but but the variant we have now like splits off again.
Oh, it has another variant?
Yeah.
Like he has to go back
like
and
evil
do
one.
something.
I don't know why Loki would become more evil. It feels like that would go against the show.
Right.
We're trying to get here. It's like redemption or whatever for him.
Let's see, and these are just 2 things. If you noticed early in the episode, all the music had like a time, like had a clock in the background of the music.
Oh yeah.
It went to the time of a clock.
Cool.
Thought that was cool. And then I think in the series so far, or I guess in this episode, they've balanced comedy and darkness really well.
Yeah.
Especially with the scene where Loki, like after he gets done crying, that the woman comes in, the security guard, and like he puts his collar on her, and then just keeps rewinding.
That was hilarious.
That was really funny.
And he's still got tears in his eyes from
he's just
watching.
Rewinding.
He's just like,
and he's like, "Hey, stop it!
This is my therapy."
Stop it! But I think they've done a good job of balancing it. And then Owen Wilson, I think, has also been really good in this show.
Oh yeah,
so far,
I
was kind of surprised about.
Yeah, I did not
same.
think he would fit so well into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like it's not out of place at all.
Yeah,
Sorry, Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like he's like he was meant to play whatever character that is. Because I've never heard of that.
Like Agent Light McQueen.
Yeah,
I've never.
It's Agent Mobius.
I've never seen any mention of TVA in the comics before.
Well, at first I thought it was Morbius. I'm like, but that's already a character. And then I realized it was Mobius.
Mobius is like
totally a different name.
Yes. No
totally.
R.
No, yeah.
And then Morpheus is a completely
different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, do you guys have any predictions for this show?
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate on your predictions for this show?
No.
Do you have any predictions? Yes. All right, guys, that was the end of the do you have any predictions you'd like to elaborate on? Because he's not going anywhere.
I have a couple of theories that I like to share.
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
Kind of like what we were talking about earlier about the different timelines and stuff and how it's going to lead in. I think they might show some involvement in some of the Captain America shenanigans of him putting the time stone back, because there's no way he had no problem putting every single one back.
Right.
There had to be interesting.
Yeah, there had to be some problem he runs into at some point.
Hey, is that Captain America?
The time variants are like, hold on now, what are you doing? And he's just like, I'm trying to help with all the stones, and they're just, can't let you do that. So I don't know. Maybe that'll show up. And another thing was the actual like the leaders of the TVA, them getting involved. If they do at all, I hope they explain more the origin of the TVA, because that whole like little animated wasn't. I don't think that was enough to explain everything, because I still have some questions about how all
Clearly
that stuff
we all
works.
have lots of questions.
Yeah.
I hope Loki meets like the time gods at some point.
Yeah.
Or the timekeepers.
Yeah. I want them to.
That sounds better. Time gods.
Yeah.
I want them to have some kind of involvement in the show other than being just a storytelling device, because otherwise it's just like you made these really powerful beings that are supposed to control time, but you don't want them stepping in when something like this is happening, unless it's another lead-in to the Multiverse of Madness thing. But that's just becoming literally just a madness pile of mess.
Madness.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Madness pile of madness.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just a lot of time travel that is gonna. It should create a lot of problems. But
Talk about confusion.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm like hoping they explore is this whole like, oh, this is meant to happen. This is not meant to happen. Because that really doesn't make sense now.
Yeah.
That's because it's just like aliens. It's like.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just kind of throwing something out there.
Right.
It's technically explained.
Right. We've heard a lot about, like, especially early on, before all these shows came out, we heard a lot about, like, oh, WandaVision is supposed to go right into Multiverse of Madness. Well, I feel like this is going to have a lot more of an impact on Multiverse of Madness than WandaVision did. Because really, all Wanda's hearing is her kids yelling for her. So maybe, that is her hearing her kids as a result of something happening in the TVA with Loki. Also, how did the TVA let her get away with all that she did?
Because it was meant to happen.
I don't think with her. I feel like there wasn't any time travel with what Wanda was doing, so they had no reason to intervene.
Yeah. Oh, right. It doesn't have to do with time. It has more to do with interdimensional travel.
Well, not even really dimension.
Because there's a pocket dimension. Cool.
I wouldn't even say a dimension. She just altered what was already there. Yeah, it was just
a pocket.
It was
not a pocket dimension. It was just a pocket.
Yeah, the area. The whole city of Westview. All she did was alter what it looked like and how everybody acted.
Perceived it.
Because everybody that was there pretty much still lived there, kind of, other than some people that were like literally just driving through. So, but I don't know.
Would suck.
I feel
Imagine
like
just passing through a small town and you're stuck there for 3 weeks in like the 60s.
But
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and you're like, holy shit, finally. Why are these people mad?
Right. Going back to you talking about her kids, though, I feel like with with her, the Scarlet Witch magic having the capability of creating anything out of literally nothing. I feel like the screaming she's hearing is she's like looking through the multiverse or whatever, or she's like trying to feel for it.
But there is no multiverse.
I'm sorry.
Right there,
I gotta
right?
stop and explain to the audio people listening. Brennan is being a nuisance visually. So if there is any like slow down or pause in any
The water bottles were in frame. I was trying to get them out of frame. I wasn't looking at the preview there.
We're all the way at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It's that simple. Just put them on the ground.
Really the number.
They're empty. Put them on the ground. We do not need them.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think she is like using her powers to either maybe not create a new timeline or just maybe alter it a little bit somehow. If not, she's definitely like looking through whatever dimensions that she has access to to try to find where she can either take her kids or just maybe literally just create a pocket universe this time instead of just
an actual pocket universe, right?
So I don't know.
So we'll see.
You know.
So I guess one final question for all of this.
Sure.
Then, we know in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness we're gonna have Doctor Strange and like,
The Multiverse of Madness
and like a Wanda.
Right.
Doctor Strange and Wanda are both.
And
are
America
both gonna be in
Chavez.
there. Sure.
Did you see that
No.
comic? Oh well, they gave like the cast a comic book that went along with the movie, and America Chavez is on the cover. She was born outside of our universe, and one of her powers is she can hop through the multiverse just on a whim. So we'll get her as well.
So
that's like
okay? So the time variant authority makes absolutely no sense. How could there not be another universe?
yeah.
See, that's the thing though with the.
Oh well.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
The difference between the time hopping and the dimension hopping, how do you differentiate that? Because it's like you got, like you said, her whole power is she can hop universe, but is she going throughout time?
Is a timeline and a universe the same thing?
Right.
I guess that's what the question is.
I could explain that, but I feel like Wally would slap me.
Go on.
It's supposed to happen.
That's what I was expecting him to say. So, I mean, if it's good enough for Marvel, it's good enough for me, right?
Yeah.
It's good enough for the chosen. What?
And now
Wanda, as she made her children not exist.
That's the title.
Oh my God.
That's the title of this episode.
It's
Good enough for the chosen one.
Yeah.
There we go. It's good enough for the chosen one.
Anyway, so what my question was is we know that Doctor Strange will be in there. We know Wanda's going to be in there. A character I have not seen confirmed in there yet is like a Loki. With Loki, the show and everything where it's going, do you think that Loki will be in the Multiverse of Madness?
No.
I don't think so. One reason I say that is I saw something somewhere that said the Doctor Strange movie is supposed to take place after Endgame, so Loki's dead at that point.
But like not like that Loki, but like the Loki that we're seeing
the time
now.
variant one?
Yes, yeah,
Possibly
the time variant Loki
I
that
mean,
we're seeing now.
Right.
If that's
The one who's not dead.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like his involvement with anything afterwards would cause another time variant.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true because it's the real Loki, right?
Right, unless there's something in the show later on that either like changes that aspect or ends up retconning Loki dying, then I don't know. But if he does, his role will be very confusing. So,
It'll really be confusing for people who like haven't seen
the show.
Yeah, the show.
That's true.
People who haven't seen the show would
any of the shows really, or this or Loki or WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
People would be like, "What the fuck is Wanda flipping out?"
Yeah.
Nice costume, but why is she flipping out?
Yeah.
Actually, this is a true last question.
Okay.
Do you think they reset Loki at the end of the show?
Or I was kind of tempted to ask too. Is like, do you think Loki will survive the end of the show here?
That's a really good.
It's
one.
an interesting question.
Because
I don't know
because it's the same question. Because if they reset Loki, he's dead.
Yes.
Right.
So,
but if they don't reset him,
he just works for the TVA, and he's a TVA member now.
Yeah.
And he just goes and cleans up things, and comes back.
or
but
he's
then
just
how
out
does
in the
that
he's out in the universe. Like,
right? But how does that affect his like the main
Loki.
line?
I mean, like all of that would have still happened. Just Loki 2012 just hops back into the picture here in like 2024 or 25, however long.
But wouldn't that still create a variant though? That he's still a variant would create a different timeline.
No, I mean he'd be a variant, but like it would only create like a non-prime timeline or whatever if the prime timeline is still preserved. With the Multiverse of Madness, I'm assuming that it all kind of just goes out the window there.
That's
fair. Yeah, I could see that.
I can see them being like, all right, Loki, your show's done now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I saw like Doctor Strange, Wanda, and Loki would make an incredible team there.
Yeah.
What is
and Spider-Man if he just makes an appearance, but
do you guys
Spider-Man
know
as much though. I think that that like Loki, WandaVision, Loki, Wanda, and Loki. Loki, Wanda, and Doctor Strange's powers all go very well together.
Yeah, especially in the whole like mystical aspect of things.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you guys think? Man, never mind. I forgot my question.
How does Spider-Man fit in all this? Like,
no idea.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
I
still don't understand that
I have
either.
a theory for that though. So with this whole multiverse,
it just does.
Multiverse
it's supposed
of
to
madness. With this whole multiverse of madness, I think they're gonna introduce the one person that has control over the Spider-Man of the universe. Mm-hmm. Because in the in the comics, they're technically the Spider-Man and their connection is a lot deeper than just the universe having multiverse in the first place. So there's like, no matter what happens, there's always going to be a Spider-Man in that universe. So Madam Web is supposed to be like the connection between all of that. Mm-hmm. So I feel like either in Multiverse of Madness or in the Spider-Man movie.
Well, it has to be in the Spider-Man movie because Multiverse of Madness is after the Spider-Man movie.
Okay, well, who knows? Because of what it seems like, I guess you're right. It has to be in that one. But if they do it, it's gonna have to go all the way back to like they're gonna have to mess with some time stuff in what's it called, the Tobey Maguire movies, and then also include in something from the Into the Spider-Verse, the animated movie.
Interesting.
Because those particular Spider-Men, Miles, Noir,
Spider-Ham.
Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham, and
the little girl whose name I can't remember.
What was her name? Kimiko, I think, or
something like that.
And then also there was something. It was a rumor, and then it was debunked to be fake, but there might have been like a 2099 Spider-Man that was supposed to be worked on, but I found out that was just a rumor, and then it got debunked eventually.
Sad.
But if they do that if they do the Spider-Verse thing, that would be the perfect opportunity to bring in
Madam Web.
Yeah, not only Madam Web, but Spider-Man 2099.
Oh God, I hope so. I love Miguel O'Hara.
He is one of the
and we would finally get a Latino hero.
Exactly.
Finally.
I feel like that's what they're waiting for, though. He would be the best first Latin.
Oh yeah. Well, Miles Morales is also too.
He's more
of an icon for
the I mean, in all honesty, when you go back to his game, the game that came out,
I've heard that was good.
It was really good. I played it. It was really good. The story for it takes away from the race aspect of it and more of just his personal culture. But if you do it as Miguel O'Hara, having him and Miles working together, that might bring out even more of it.
That's true.
It's like Miles will start. They could have it like an identity crisis for Miles, where he's like dealing with being a normal person and Spider-Man, and also being Black and Latino.
Right.
Dealing with Miguel coming in and also being Latino.
Right.
Maybe he happens to not speak any English at all.
Right.
In his universe because of for whatever reason, and he comes to our universe and it's like, oh wow, and they're like helping. I don't know. That's
it'd be interesting. They're not going to do that. They're not that brave.
You're right. But it seems it would be really cool.
Yo, for sure. I would love Miguel O'Hara to be in it, but I guess we're technically getting Selma Hayek as the first Latina superhero, but she's also an Eternal, so she's not really.
Yeah.
And then we got Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight, but he's playing a Jewish character. But it's very complicated with Latinos in the MCU.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's it.
Is it?
I think that's everything.
No more notes.
No more notes.
It's 2 hours
What
and
are we
6
looking
minutes.
at? Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it felt a lot longer.
Our shortest episode yet.
I actually think that might be the longest. We've never hit 2 hours before.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah, we have.
No, that was longest is an hour 55.
Oh, really?
Even after editing.
Even after, well, especially after.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah.
What do I edit more into it?
I meant to say even before editing. But...
Oh, before editing?
Yeah.
No, because I never edit anything.
Oh, okay.
I usually just put it in the thing and like.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, RJ.
Yeah,
for being
thank
able
you
to,
for coming.
Thanks for having me.
on the podcast.
You guys want to maybe do it again for the next episode?
For the next, I think we're gonna go back to 2 a week.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we can
especially
totally...
because next week we're working on another.
That's right.
Project.
Next week we're doing something else.
Yeah.
Working on another
Stay
project.
tuned for that podcast.
But yeah,
listeners.
we'll do this again in 2 weeks. Or
yes.
We can do it. Yeah.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
I think RJ might just become part of the podcast now.
Yes.
I mean, it's up to you guys.
Chip roasting with. I will just take out the with Wally and Brennan thing.
Or just chip roasting with Wally and Brennan, and then and also RJ.
It's okay. I don't need credit. I just being on here is enough.
We'll slowly get more guests. I'll just fill up the entire thing with just like text and like and also blank and also blank and also blank.
But thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on because talking Marvel's fun.
Yes.
Even if we somehow end up talking about Rogue One again.
We're gonna go back. We're gonna get back to it eventually.
Yep.
But so tell us where they can find you again.
If anywhere. You don't have the internet now.
I don't.
That's right. You deleted the internet.
Yeah, I mean you canceled it. You just there's no more internet.
Subscription's gone.
Maybe the multiverse of madness will retcon me deleting the internet. So in that case, find me at LayRJ Broom, LERJBROONE on literally everything. Otherwise, it's just RJ Broom. Yeah.
Brennan, you can subscribe to Brennan at not Brennan.
Yeah.
Subscribe to me, Wolfgate Entertainment. Don't forget to follow our Instagram at ShipRoasting. We'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next week. Peace out. I have to go to the bathroom.